Welcome to the Backlog Chronicles.
We are a podcast that challenges fanboy beliefs
and takes a pragmatic approach to all things gaming.
We strive to create a community for self-thinking fellow gamers.
A community where logical conversation can take place.
and a drive to further one's knowledge of gaming can be sparked.
Take a seat.
Show's about to begin.
Lady, I just want you to know that this was completely your fault that we started 3 minutes late. I already told everybody in the chat.
Yeah, we're always on time.
I'll take it.
I threw her under the bus.
Right out the gate, man.
Right?
Right
That's
out the
cool.
gate.
That's cool. Dude, I walked in the fucking door like 20 minutes ago, so got dinner in, got ready, got set up.
Super mom
showed
stuff.
up,
We
so
appreciate you.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Supermom. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday, September 12th, 2021. Today is NFL kickoff Sunday. So if you watch football, this is our holiday today. Thank you guys for being with us. This is TBC 65. I got it right this time.
Yes.
Yes, sir. My name is Mo, Dr. Mo Kalma. I'm here with my sons, my fucking sons, and an honorary. I don't want to call you daughter, but like, what angle am I going with here? My
yeah,
son?
I think daughter's a little weird.
Yeah, my son.
Yeah. My
Okay.
son.
Okay.
Your son fits better.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, we got another son with us. Let me introduce my guest first. Our guest, a lady. Everybody knows her. Not her first rodeo here. She is on 500 shows, as we always mention, and she made time for us for 501 today. Lady, thank you for being with us. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here. It was a pretty good week in gaming, I feel like. We got some good tidbits out there. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here. I love you guys.
That's
love
right.
fucking ranting with you. So.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You put me next to Jordan, though. Like, why you got to put me next to Jordan?
Oh yeah, I
fucked up.
know. It's torture. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.
Thank you. Damn.
Pampa's already coming out with the fire, my fucking lady. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that.
works.
Man.
That works.
Yeah, that works. Lady, what do you
We'll
think?
figure it out. We'll try.
Pampa's the only person that ever called me mom in a
Oh
party
wow.
chat.
Yeah.
He called me mommy. He called me mommy one night. And I said,
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, let me go around and introduce the rest of my sons. First up is the running Nathan Drake, dashing debonair himself.
Porter Bridges.
let's go. Let's go.
What's up, baby?
Not much, man. Today's recovery day for yours truly. Yesterday, for those that don't know, I don't know what came into me, but over the summer I was like, you know what? I'll register for a triathlon. Let's do that. And I am by no means an endurance athlete, let alone an athlete. But yeah, I ran a sprint triathlon, I should say. There's no way I'm doing an Olympic triathlon. But yeah, woke up at 5:30, drove an hour north to the venue. And for those that don't know, it's a swim, bike, and run. So it's a quarter-mile swim, 10-mile bike, and a 3-mile run. And I'm sitting in the water in my wetsuit just before my wave goes. I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And then he's like, all right, blue group, go. And I'm like, all right, swim. Don't get kicked in the face. You know, don't get smacked by somebody next to you. And like 2 minutes in, I'm like, how far do I have to go still?
What the fuck?
How long was the swim again,
The
Jordan?
swim is a quarter-mile swim, which doesn't sound that long. But when you're in the water watching that buoy you have to reach, I'm just like, good God, this is taking forever. So I'm doing my full-on, like, you know, your typical like front crawl, and because that's the most efficient way to swim. But I'm getting gassed by now, and so I'm like doing breaststroke just to kind of keep my head above water, and I'm really slowing down at this point. Needless to say, I finished the swim in 15 minutes, which is kind of about what I tracked myself on for my training. I get out the water, I'm barely like standing as I'm coming out of the water, like walking to my bike. Clock still goes during these transition phases, so you shed your wetsuit, put your gear on, put your helmet on, go. The bike was fun. A lot of downhill. It wasn't fun going uphill. And then the run, that's where I was feeling it, Mike. You know, we were asking before the show was going on.
Yes.
The run is where I was like totally gassed. Like I was getting side stitches, my friggin' ankles started hurting, and this was also uphill for a portion. And this old dude's going past me. He's like, "Come on, buddy, you can do it." I'm like, "You're okay, thanks, man."
He's like twice his age.
Fuck
You can
yeah,
do it,
son.
bitch.
That is
In my head,
cool.
I'm like-
Yeah, pretty
in my
much.
head, I'm like, you know, it's my first race. I'm just here to finish. I'm not competing with anybody. It's
Right.
just me and the clock.
Good
me and the
positive
finish line.
mindset. Yeah.
And it was great, man. By the time I rounded that corner from my, you know, it's my 1.5 mile loop, I was like, okay, you got this, Jordan. Come on, finish. And yeah, man, it was a really good experience. I'm glad that I did it. It was freaking hard. It was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever done. I would do it again, but maybe a year from now after some more training. But yeah, that was kind of like my long-winded spiel as far as what transpired yesterday. Aside from that, PlayStation Showcase, we recorded a video about that on Thursday.
Yes, we did, man.
Check it out. Yes, I did.
So at any point where you like, so this is what Jin Sakai feels like when he's taking on the Mongols and
Yes.
waves and hordes of them
Yeah.
or whatever.
I was like,
that's probably
like, I was like, maybe I should compose a haiku. I'll feel better now.
Hey, that works for him, man.
awesome.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
he's getting chased by bandits and straw hats and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, let me just fucking chill over here and just
Yeah.
let me just come up with some random ass haiku. This works.
just heal
Run.
real quick.
It's run fast, finish in sight, don't shit pants.
Ooh.
There you
Elu
go.
would be proud of that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elu would be very
That was
proud of
for
that
you,
one.
Elu.
I'm digging it, man. I like it.
But yeah.
Game Positive says here you made him feel bad about the 30 wings and 3 beers he ate for kickoff. Don't worry, brother. He does that to all of us. You're not alone.
Last week, Kevin told us about answering the door to get Papa John's and then going back for slices.
Yeah.
That freaking killed me, dude.
Yeah, that was intense. That's intense, man.
Absolutely, man.
All right,
These guys have no
enough
idea.
about me. Enough about me. Get me out of the spotlight. Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Next is my brother Kevin. What's up, baby?
Yo, nothing really, man. I actually was excited to see that lawn mowing simulator got an update last night, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't know what's in store for me there.
Say, bro.
I know. What else have I been doing? I've been fisting.
Okay.
A little bit. I
Okay.
got to get back into that. Fist on the PS5 and.
Okay.
I finished,
I got you.
guys, what
You
were you
confused
guys
our
thinking?
guests, man. Just
What?
you just had her.
What
confused
else could it
all over.
be?
Yeah.
And I finished Psychonauts like a week before Mo, so that's been done. And I started playing Artful
You had
Escape.
a whole week off of work. Excuse me.
I know. Hey,
each other out tonight.
hey, calm yourself.
Thank you.
A whole week off work is like a
she
doctor's
great?
schedule.
Yes.
I mean,
Asshole.
they're equivalent. And I started playing Artful Escape, which I still don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's
pretty.
It's really pretty on my OLED. It's got some really bright colors, and I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of mesmerized. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a quest for the dude to lose his virginity in some way, but who knows? And yeah, I've been kind of just looking forward to more news, and I think we have we kind of got it was super exciting this week with the Sony show, so we got all that, but after that, I'm just kind of waiting to see what comes out, and excited to try Deathloop sometime this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely, man. Nick's right here just put up an excellent quote. I think I'm going to use this idea for our shirts whenever we decide to make them.
I've been
fisting, Kayla. This
Just
is
gotta
great, man.
put-
This
you
is
just gotta
excellent
put some
stuff right here,
periods
Nick.
in there.
Just have the bunny in the
really love this
background.
right here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, just the bunny in the background.
Oh, this is great. All right. So, and then
Real quick. Real quick. So since we're putting everybody on blast here today,
We're putting on blast, me.
and no, not you, Lady. Once again, sorry, Lady. Last night we were talking about recipes, and Lady is like, "Oh, send me the recipes." So I sent it to her. I'm like, "This is super easy." She's like, "This is great. I love easy." And I was like, "Well, we need some more context here now, don't we?"
No, I do. I love easy in all different ways.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. You always got to watch yourself with those. And then finally, my man, Machine Gun Mike. What's up, baby?
Yo. What have I been doing this week? Nothing a whole lot. Just been playing video games, really. So, I mean, the PlayStation Showcase got me excited. I'm excited in the video game world, and in the movie world, and in the TV show world. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Whenever I see other people anywhere online, and they're like complaining about something, I am just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. With how much is out and with how much is going to come out within like the next 4 months, it's just like, dude, like, even if it's not exactly what I want it to be, I am just like, man. Like, I got too much that I can't even play at all, or have like the energy to be like sitting down and like really putting time into like certain games or whatever. And that is one of the greatest problems to have, actually. So I'm like really jiving on shit right now, watching a lot of movies, I guess, like The Matrix. I watched that Val Kilmer documentary, which is interesting. What else? Oh, I watched the Dragon Ball Z Broly movie again, which is just like, dude, every time I watch that movie, bro, I don't know what is about that movie. I know what it is about that movie, but dude, it just pumps me up. If you haven't seen it, Dragon Ball fans, go watch the Broly movie, yo. But yeah, just watching a lot of movies, just consuming content, I guess I should say. How about you, Mo?
That's good, man.
What you been up to this week, man?
Nothing much, man. Been a slow-mo. Well, not really slow-mo. It's been weird. Every fucking week is weird, honestly. Friday night, though, my son, my 1.5-year-old son, he did fracture his toe, his left toe, his big toe. He dropped like a 3-pound dumbbell off like the back of the Peloton bike, and it fell right on his toe. So, yeah, the last couple of days were kind of annoying, to be honest with you, but. Outside of that, I mean, he's doing okay. You know, it's just they're babies, man. You know, like especially
trying to get a swole on.
Yeah, especially when they're that age. I was telling you guys earlier, it sucks, but he's doing okay. Little man is he's pretty resilient. Outside of that, yeah, well, honestly, nothing, man. Just video games, which I'm about to get into in a bit to see what you guys have been playing. Let me start with Laidy first. Laidy, what did you see? Lady, I know you got a rant up your sleeves right now, but I'm wondering whether you want to do it. You know what? The floor is yours, my dear.
Okay,
let's do it.
After
It's not going to be a crazy long rant because
no,
I feel
please,
like I've had this rant so many times and I'm just still having this rant. And one day I'm just going to accept it that it is what it is. One day, I don't know if today is the day. I don't know. But no, I've been playing Artful Escape a little bit here and there. I don't remember what else I played last week, to be honest.
Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 online. Yes, that's a thing. I picked up some other stuff, and I don't know. Nothing's like been able to like really grab me and like sit me there. So I've just been kind of scatterbrained when it comes to video games. That happens to me sometimes. I'll just be all over the place. But I did like. I had no interest in WarioWare, really. Like, I've never really played the series. Was nothing, that I really wanted. It looked silly and fun, whatever. My kid was kind of bugging me about it, and I was like, maybe for Christmas, whatever. But then, playing on the Switch is something I like to do when the kids all have the TVs, or I'm just sitting in the living room with my coffee. And, without, online voice support, it's kind of easy to just team up with friends. Cloud and I do like Mario Golf multiple times a week where we don't talk at all, like we don't join up, but we'll just like shit talk every once in a while in like a DM. I'm like, yeah, you like that shot, bitch? Like it's just
the sad state
like
of
that.
Nintendo Online.
Exactly. So he was like, hey, are you gonna get WarioWare? And I was like, I didn't really have it on my thing, but it gives me something else to play handheld with my friends online. Whatever. And it just looked like shitty fucking fun. Literally, there's like poop games and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna get it. It says online game. Local co-op, online co-op. Cool, sweet. Doing it, got it. And then last night he messaged me and he was like, look, there's no online multiplayer. The online multiplayer is literally you play the game and then you send your friend your score and you compare scores. That is Nintendo's version of online multiplayer. Oh my god. It is 2021, Nintendo, and you're giving us a multiplayer game. This game is made to be played in multiplayer, and it doesn't have online support. I don't know why I assumed it would. Maybe it's because this year they finally put it on Mario Party. Like, after 5 years of Mario Party being out, they were like, oh, we should give this online support. So I just assumed that they figured that out for all of their games.
What if we add online play?
That's sad.
But no, they didn't. And I am absolutely just mind-boggled at the state of Nintendo and how disconnected they are. And then I have fans on my Twitter telling me, well, like, they never said it was going to be online sport. I'm like, well, fuck me. Like, I just assumed because it is fucking 2021. And yeah. And I'm not dissing, like, local co-op. I am been like an advocate for local co-op coming back. Like that split screen gameplay, that is something that I feel like Xbox like kind of went away from for a while. PlayStation still kind of not even there. And then Nintendo never really left that, and I'll give them that. They are like the local split screen console. You want to play something with your kids, whatever, go Nintendo. But it's also like fucking online functionality, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I am absolutely just pissed off, honestly. Like, I am just mad about it. I am so mad that this game that is completely co-op based doesn't have online co-op. Just silly.
Do you think they'll ever like within the next, I don't know, let's say 5 years, make it to that point to where it's almost like
sorry.
All everybody in a chat or whatever, like how you have it on Xbox or PlayStation?
So this has been a thing that I have ranted about, that same exact thing, like, because there's no voice support. You play like Animal Crossing or something like that, you hook up to an app on your phone, and then you can talk to people through the app, but a bubble pops up above your head through text messages, and that's their version of like party chat. Like, oh, look at this app you can use. There's not very many integrated, like, there's no integrated headset with voice chat. None.
Yeah.
It's you.
They would have to change.
You use your Discord. That's what everybody uses is Discord for Nintendo. Or if you're like me, I literally get on Xbox, hook up to Xbox Party Chat, and then play on the Switch because there's no other option. It's
just some form of communication.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy that I am living in a time where everything has so much online everything, and Nintendo's still like,
I know.
Here's this multiplayer game, but there's no online multiplayer functionality unless you want to compare scores with your friends, because that is fucking exciting. So exciting.
Totally.
Like, I mean, they already charge $20 a year for online multiplayer, right? Or just online access. Like,
online access.
Fucking charge us $30. Add $10 on there, right? Like, I mean, just add something. And I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think they have the technology, man.
That's what I was gonna say.
I just don't think it's
really. Yeah, that's right. Really, like
voice chat. Like, that's
fucking voice chat. What are we asking for?
Yeah. At least in game, have the game's functionalities to have like.
Fortnite
isn't there a mic?
Has in-game voice chat? I think Fortnite might be one of the only ones that supports it.
Yeah, because my kid plays Fortnite on his Switch, so that's there. Like, I mean, Fortnite could do it. Like, I don't see why Nintendo can't fucking figure it out.
You guys remember? Like, that's the thing. Like, it's asinine. What are you talking about? When they're like, if you want to talk to your friends, you got to download an app and plug your headphones into your phone or some shit. Not directly into the phone, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, what? You want us to use our phones to speak with our friends?
Yeah, just do a conference call.
Them online?
I do that all day on Twitter, dude.
They don't get enough shit for that, for all of the missteps that we sometimes rip on either Sony or Xbox or whoever it is. How the fuck does something like that always get freaking brushed under the rug? It's crazy
Not
to
for me. As a Nintendo fan, I have like been having this argument for so long, and I feel like nobody else like listens, or nobody else has that argument. Like, I literally posted that on Twitter, and like, there's Nintendo fans like, oh, well, it wasn't supposed to be. Oh, it's only a $40 game. I'm like, I don't fucking give a fuck if it's a $40 game. What does that have anything to do with the fact that I can't play?
Not an excuse.
No, it's free. It's ridiculous, man. Honestly,
it's mini games. It's fucking mini games, and there's no online functionality. I don't know. In 30 or it is like 47 days, not that I'm counting. Mario Superstar or Mario Party Superstars or whatever comes out. So That should have
Imagine
online.
how much the fun factor would go up if you could like hear your friends from like the handheld and talk into the handheld. Oh,
Yeah.
playing those little games like Smash
Mario
Brothers,
Kart, Smash
Mario Party,
Brothers.
Mario Kart. Like
Yes.
that would solidify like Nintendo's and their characters from like, hey man, like we like talk to each other. Like,
I just don't get it.
I don't know,
Do you guys
man.
have
Yeah.
Switches? Do you have
Yes.
Switches? Have you
Hell
ever
yeah.
played the NES stuff that they have on there?
Yes.
The older
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
have
yeah.
multiplayer, and they have managed to put multiplayer online on games like Joe and Mac. But you can't give it to me a game that you're
Really?
just releasing. Yes,
Mhm.
I
No
can go online and
way.
play Joe and Mac with you.
Priorities.
I can play fucking Mario from the NES.
That's
with you, but
great.
I
That's
can't.
impressive.
I mean, it is pretty cool. Like you,
Like,
there's
good for
so many
them.
games
Oh,
that
but
you
the
can play
fucking
co-op.
multiplayer.
Yeah, I'm like Mario Party 3 or Mario Brothers 3, like that. They have that in co-op on there, but
Yep.
no, not this brand new fucking
Weird.
game. Not Super Mario Party until this year.
Yeah.
They are so disconnected from like online shit that it blows my mind that they are still like in the. I don't even know if they're in the running. I feel like there's
Right.
like these two roads. Like PlayStation and Xbox were on a road for a while, and then they split. They started going different directions, and Nintendo now is just over in another fucking country doing like
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Being
Different
Nintendo,
sports.
Nintendo's gonna Nintendo.
Fucking-
That's what everybody says.
Fucking
and I'm
drum
like,
circles
fucking
and
right.
shit over in another country.
Drum circles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well-
I'm just so fucking over it, and I'm still gonna
hear
buy
ya.
their games, and that's the fucking
Yes,
shit.
you will.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
know.
Metroid Dread's coming out soon.
That's why I highlighted Pampa's. That's why I
Damn it,
highlighted
damn it,
Pampa's
Mike.
message because that's what they do, man. You know, it's all fucking smart. But I mean, they sold us fucking cardboard and people still bought it. I mean, it's we talk about this all the time, man. They are the smartest company, you know, in terms of the gaming space because nobody spends so little and gets so much out of it more than
That's what I was
Nintendo
gonna say.
does, right? Like,
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
there is no goodwill with them. Like there's no goodwill, you know. For all the goodwill that we talk about, Sony should do with their fan base, you know, and how Xbox has been so much better with the goodwill with their fan base. Nintendo's got none of it, and yet they're continually rewarded over and over and over. And I think
You
this
gotta
is always,
admire him a little bit.
it's like fucking hypnosis, bro. I don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't. And the crazy thing is, take the names of their. Come on, man. Yeah.
Mario, Yoshi,
we
like
all
they
know there's a
have.
bias for their games, dude. You know, like any Mario game or whatever. If you remove the name, let me tell you one thing: Astrobot Rescue Mission in VR. That was one of the most creative platformers of probably like the last decade. You're telling me if that didn't have the Nintendo on there, and if it didn't have Super Mario, you know that would have fucking probably got Game of the Year or 10s out of 10s or whatever it is. You know, I mean, it's like creativity is only reserved for Nintendo and no one else. Like, how dare anyone else be creative except for Nintendo? At least, like, that's how I feel some people are. They get rewarded more for doing the same shit, yet everybody's like, oh, creativity. I'm like, okay, all right.
Pump
you
is
know?
right, though.
Insane.
It's
Like,
on
Fucking
another
some
level.
people act like now Breath of the Wild was what kicked off open world exploration. You know, it's like, whoa, Breath of the Wild. It's a standard in the gaming industry. Like, no, it's
There's
not.
a
It did a
stamina
lot of
bar.
You can
You're right.
a lot
climb
of things that
yeah.
were great, but come on, man. I'm not going to turn this into a Nintendo show because I can go on for 4 hours right now.
You're right. You're right. We can retread familiar territory. You're right, but no, there's
Speaking of
definitely
that-
a bias.
I mean, we haven't talked about Nintendo in a while, to be quite honest.
Since
Like,
the last time I was
Yeah.
like the first time I was on the show,
Yep.
I think I did a Nintendo, right? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm wearing a Nintendo shirt. Like I don't even know. I'm wearing like a Zelda shirt. Like I
Exhibit
and I
A right
fucking
there.
bought it today. I
Mhm.
bought it today. Like I'm mad at Nintendo
God
and I still
damn.
picked up this fucking Zelda shirt.
Yeah, I know.
nice.
I know. I'm just
Self-inflicted
wearing my
pain.
117.
I'm just fucking. They
I
have
got
me up their sleeve. And you know what's crazy is I had to buy that Wario game physical. And I don't buy physical
God.
games anymore except for Nintendo because I know that it's not going to lose its value because it's fucking Nintendo. And I don't know,
No.
even know why that
They don't.
I don't
Yeah, their games don't lose value at all.
No.
They just don't.
It's insane.
high
Jesus
quality
Christ.
Chinese
Okay.
cardboard.
I'm sorry. All right,
Um,
that's my rant. That's what I've been
yeah.
doing is just
Great.
being pissy about Nintendo. So, I'm just mad.
I enjoyed
Get
it.
over it.
I enjoyed
That
it.
was very good.
That was very,
10
very,
out
Let
of
off some
10.
very good.
steam.
All right, that's it. I'm out. No,
Good night.
Hey guys.
I feel good.
Hey, you know, and this is really what it is. It is Stockholm syndrome. It is.
it's from
Yeah.
a small child. They
You are
have
in
groomed
love
me.
with your- yeah,
They
you
have
are in
groomed
love
me.
with- Yeah, that's it.
That's so funny.
That's the truth. Jordan, my son, when you weren't swashbuckling around the world, what have you been playing over the last few days?
Oh yeah. So I still revisit Hades. I think
Hell
I'm on
yeah.
my ninth clear.
Go fuck
So one
yourself.
more.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
more.
that's great, bro. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's one more for? Like an achievement or something?
A 10 to wrap up the story, or I guess to close the
Okay.
narrative.
Okay.
I also finished Psychonauts 2 today. So there's
Nice.
that.
Yeah, you
that
did.
was that
Nice.
was cool, man. That was a great freaking game. A lot of freaking character names, which was kind of confusing by the end of it. But but a beautiful game. Platforming is freaking awesome.
Yes,
Game
you
positive,
were.
yes. I
You
was the
beautiful
ambassador of the
bastard.
month.
Yes, he was. Our boy, our son was featured. That's right.
It's Xbox Community Champion Spotlight.
So
They
proud
reached
of
out
you.
to me. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna ask you some questions, and if you want to, have a post on Twitter or whatnot." So yeah, thank you guys. But yeah, Psychonauts 2. I'm really happy that I played that game. Looking back on it now, I do wish that I had played the first game when it came out, but because
that's why I harped on you about it.
like you mentioned, Mo, a little bit of things that kind of like flew over my head, like the end of it when I won't say anything. Never mind. I caught myself there. Tried out. I know that was close. Tried out the Artful Escape. Artful Escape is not what I expected, but there is no denying that it is gorgeous, both visually and audio as well. Like the music when you shred that freaking guitar as you're just walking around these little space paths. There's
Very satisfying.
there's nothing quite like that. But I wish it was more engaging just for my tastes.
Sure.
Just because I find myself just kind of just like going through the motions. I'm just holding my stick to the left and then just jumping every now and then. It's very pretty though. I'm hoping to get back to that eventually. My mind, honestly, now that I finished Psychonaut, I'm literally just focused like tunnel vision on Deathloop. That's like all I'm ready for. So yeah, boys.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, we have a couple friends. We have a couple friends that are reviewing it currently, and we are
So ready.
very, very jealous. So, yeah, really great things, man. I can't wait. Okay, so Kevin, what about you, man? What you been playing?
I kind of already said, what I was
Well,
playing.
how about you
but,
fucking repeat it, bro? Because I didn't
but,
hear it enough.
I'm playing a little bit of Artful Escape. I actually am playing some Far Cry 5 on my PC. I'm playing it with the Ultra HD texture pack on my 3070, and it looks pretty good. But I figured, hey, I have this PC, I should probably fucking use it occasionally. And just to kind of get me in the mood for some Far Cry 6 maybe when it comes out, or I'll be burned out and not want to play it. So either way, and I'm just excited for Deathloop, man. After finishing Psychonauts 2, I've just been kind of maybe some new lawnmowers and lawn mowing simulator.
Oh yeah, bro. DLC, baby. DLC.
It's not DLC yet, but I would pay for some DLC. Yeah, I got some simulator peeps out there. I saw some people out there playing Bus Simulator. Props to you guys.
Caitlin.
Yeah. And I looked at that and I was like, damn, that's $40.
In chat. I saw her in chat.
Yeah, pimping out the Bus Simulator.
Scene for that looked like a fucking, she showed the title screen for that, and it looked like a boy band was about to go on stage.
Yeah, go on stage with the garage door open.
I remember that.
Some weird ass fucking screen.
Because being bus drivers is fucking badass, right? It's
so cool, so rad,
so cool.
Yeah,
But that's it, man. I'm really wanting to play Deathloop, and I haven't played an arcane game in quite a bit. Prey just wasn't my thing, but I love Dishonored 1 and 2, so I kind of want to see where this lands.
Yeah,
I'm not excited for it. It's not something that's really on my radar, but
that's okay.
I'm excited for everybody.
Thanks for dousing
excited for everybody else that's on that radar.
You can enjoy
I
your
don't like stuff
WarioWare.
where I die. and I
thanks
have
for
to start
pissing on our
over.
parade. Yeah, that's cool. Hey,
Enjoy your WarioWare. Yeah, no online.
I'm just not into it. Nobody really mentioned Lost in Random. Did anybody pick that up? I thought that
he's getting there. He's getting.
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
I'm getting there. But yeah, I actually highlighted 3-Bit's message this earlier, about Deathloop. I'm with you, bro. We all were. I think we all were, especially during the PlayStation showcase when they showed it again. It's like, bro, just stop. The game comes out in 5 days. Stop. Let me be excited. Leave it alone. So I'm with you, bro. Yeah, definitely. Me, finally finished Psychonauts. fantastic game, worthy of all the praise that it's gotten. Although I will say, I felt like it was a little bit too long. For my taste, it did drag on. You know, I mean, and I got to a point where I'm like, man, I really need this game to finish, and I don't like feeling like that about games. But the great thing about it is, it just kept throwing all of these incredible things at you, you know, especially with the creativity. So it really that was like a very good safety net, you know, for my patience, at least with it. And I'm not saying it as in like it was bad long, you know, like there's some games where it really starts to like they drag, and it didn't drag, but still like I could have gotten maybe like 5 less brains in that game for sure.
I know,
you know, because
didn't
some
overstay
of those brains take at least an hour, man. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that, but outside of that, the game is brilliant. You know, I mean, that I can't deny. I started, let me tell people, if you own a PlayStation 5 and you like Metroidvania games, I really, really, really think that you should play Fist. Fist is a game. It's about this crazy ass looking bunny. It's from China Hero Project, which is like a small initiative in China supported by Sony to help out smaller indie studios, you know, because Sony doesn't care about indies. And this is one of the first releases that came out, and it's so freaking good. It's such a well-made game. It controls very well. It's very fun to play. Not enough people are talking about it. It got I think the averages on OpenCritic are like an 85. So it impressed a lot of people. And it's $30, and there's a lot of game that you're getting for $30. So I'm making my way through that. I'm several hours into it. It's very impressive. I started playing the Artful Escape as well. Obviously, I'm with Jordan. You know, I think Jordan expected. I didn't really expect much from it, and Jordan expected something different. And for me personally, like this is like the perfect type of game to just kind of just sit back and chill and just kind of, you know, just be on rails. Most of the time, it's on rails. It's Simon Says. You know, like Ainsley was telling us, it's a game of Simon Says, but it's such a beautiful game, and it's so relaxing between the music and the visuals. It's kind of like exactly what I wanted, you know. I mean, especially like a day where I don't feel like fucking putting in any work in terms of like input or, you know, tough enemies or whatever it is. Like this is exactly what I was looking for, and man, it's hitting me really, really good right now.
I mean, that's Annapurna though. That's kind of
that's Annapurna,
I mean, that's what I didn't expect anything like crazy challenging from it, because it's an Annapurna game. Like, so for me, I was like, okay, it's just going to be a really pretty, you know, colorful. And I haven't been following it for long. I looked at it like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that game looks fucking rad. I love music. I love artsy fucking games. So I think it's good.
And I did. So I'm making my way through that. Let me address Nick's here, because he said, wonder why Microsoft can't get Deathloop on Game Pass PC day one. So the reason why is most likely because the deal with Bethesda for Deathloop was made like a few years ago, you know. I mean, at that time as well, you know, there's all this contractual shit. So they said like probably nothing on Game Pass for at least 1 year during the exclusivity. If it's a Sony exclusivity for 1 year, that probably most likely includes, you know, anything that would bolster the competition as well. But I'm sure you'll get it next September, guaranteed. And then I did start Lost in Random, but like I was kind of like dozing off last night. And it's got like, it starts out, it's a really, really cool art style. If you like Tim Burton art styles, you know, I mean, I think you'll enjoy it. I do have to restart the game though, you know, because again, like I was kind of like dozing off last night as I started it, but it starts out with like this Hunger Games type of thing, you know, like, I mean, which I won't say to anybody else, but the premise that it starts out with is pretty cool. Like it's enough for me to be like, okay, I need to jump back in, even though I paid for the fucking game, but you know, but yeah, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. Yeah. So that's about it. And
what about like Tales of Arise? Nobody that one?
I didn't play it.
There's
just too much,
I thought
man.
Mike would be picking that up. It's kind of anime.
Mike debated it too. Mike, you're muted, homie.
He's muted, so
yeah.
I like.
Yeah, I am so looking at that game from a safe distance right now, and I am like every time I look at it, like I want to talk to people who have played it about it. Chat, any of you guys play Tales of Arise? I would love to hear some hardcore anime, like you know, what y'all guys think, because I look at it and it gives me that magical like, ooh, castles. Can I change my armors? Can you? That kind of throws me off. Like, I see the dude with he's got a fire sword, he's got a metal sword. Like, what? It looks great. Team battles I've seen. Yeah, it looks really cool. But then I'm like, Deathloop's coming out, and then I'm playing Aliens, and I'm playing
It's too much,
as
man.
well.
It's too much.
And
yeah.
I'm just like, because I played some Genshin Impact, and I'm like, I love that anime vein, depending on like how they do it or whatever. But Tales of Arise, we even talked about it earlier. Like, yo, should we mention Tales of Arise? And I was like, whatever. I don't know. You know, like I haven't played it. It looks anime, super cool.
It looks
but
great. The whole intro is like anime song, like super anime intro. Everything about it.
Oh.
You buy like skins, so you can change your stuff. You can buy like
okay, I'm
cosmetics and shit,
getting
Yeah.
kind of
shiny.
interested.
But yeah, Cloud has been playing it, and like, I mean, he's been looking forward to this game forever. But he actually was like, I think this is slowly becoming my game of the year. So now I'm like, okay, now I want to play
I
this
know
game.
him.
I know.
Him and Leo were very excited for it, and
Yeah,
honestly,
you
like
know.
I mean, it's too much, man. Like I'm trying to.
I have no time to play anything.
Yeah.
I'm a responsible gamer. I'm trying to play.
Yeah, it's one of those chalk it up where Final Fantasy VII is right now, where it's like when I'm feeling that super style, whatever it is, like anime and Japanese, like that's what I'm going to. But now that I'm thinking about it, because I haven't really
Try the
played a
demo.
lot of Final Fantasy VII, though. I'm
that's
like, if I
true.
ever get that feeling, I should just go to that.
That's
But
true.
I don't know. You know, I am playing quite a bit right now, and with Deathloop coming up, and just
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Tales of Arise is kind of taking the back seat. I just don't know. But that's what I mean. It feels good, and that's why I'm feeling good, because it's too much, and that's a good problem to have. But, yeah, I beat Aliens, so
Nice. I gotta get back
I've
into
ran through the campaign 1.5 times because I played it with one buddy, and then my other buddy picked it up later, and so we've kind of like been recycling through. That last level is no joke. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but for some reason I'm like, I mean, I haven't gotten through the horde mode all the way, but it really does seem like the Aliens game, they started with horde mode, and they were like, okay, let's make this good, like, but with aliens. Let's do certain systems here and certain enemy types there, because the horde mode is incredible. You're like, the way they have it, you're just kind of pinned up against this wall, and like they're just coming at you or whatever, but it's like really on, and they are just continuing to update this thing on the daily, dude. So I am just like wondering, like, I am like so happy to see the work that the team's doing, at least like within the game, because I notice it when I pick up my controller and I'm like, oh shit, that's different. I don't know if it's a bug right now, but they like automatically gave 4 stars to all your base weapons, which is like you're supposed to grind for those stars or whatever to rank them up. But whatever DLC they got going, I expect it to be more like I expect this game to be continuously building, because from the first level to the end of the game, you're just like, whoa, I didn't expect it to like reach that level because of like how just mundane and regular it is as a horde shooter. But when you get to that level, and then I'm sure once you get further in horde mode, it might, because there's a big thing that I'm just wondering, like, why would you make that if you're only using it in this one instance? And this one thing is like super fucking cool, and I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm like hoping there's something either later on down the line that they're going to bring into the game, like a raid or some type of strike or some type of bigger mission like that, or not. But I feel like if it's not soon enough, I'm going to fall off, and it won't be as interesting to me, you know, a month from now, just to pick up and play as like a normal shooter. But I have a feeling that might happen, and I don't think they will get like this type of extra content out, you know. So it's like one of those games where it's like maybe 6 months from now, if you want to purchase it with all the DLC, it'll be like a good experience that you have or whatever. But it's a good time so far. And like I said, and then I literally just got done beating ass on Mortal Kombat. This fool tested me with Joker. Okay, I'm just letting you know, and it's real easy to play Joker in Kung Lao. But this fool tested me with Joker because he's got his cane, and it's just easy neutral. You got long damage and distance. Garbage. He beat me. He did beat me, but I came back.
Okay.
2 games, whooped his ass. Then he changed players, and he started to play as Kano. He tried to cane me, son. Kano's a really good player in Mortal Kombat. He's a good player. He tried that shit. He pressed me. He got fatality'd, son.
Oh,
W.
shit.
He didn't even try. He didn't even try for a friendly rematch. He just quit. because whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I'm coming into this podcast with a, I'm feeling good about it. But anyways, it just happened recently. That's live Mortal Kombat Combat League.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Let me highlight a couple things before we move on. First, Gaz is here. Just spreading his sinful filth in our chat, saying to delay Halo. Gaz, I love you, but fuck off with
too
that
much
shit.
sauce, Gaz. Too much sauce.
Never too much sauce.
Let me see. And then there was also Noobs and Pros is here as well. What's up?
House
How you guys doing?
pants.
What's going on? All right. Let's get into it, guys. Holy shit. Yeah.
Is that not what we've been doing? Have we not been getting
Yeah,
into
I know. Honestly, yeah. I know. This was all the intro.
We're neck deep right now.
This isn't even topics.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alan Wake, it's official. Remember, we talked about it last week. It was leaked online in some Asian online store and with a release date of October 5th, and some people were skeptical, and it ended up being confirmed by Sam Lake, who's the head of Remedy. He said that it's coming to PC and consoles and PlayStation consoles as well for the first time. It's going to be 4K remastered, 60 frames per second. And I think it was also confirmed to be in October as well, so all those leaks were correct. The other thing too is Jeff Grubb. He said that apparently the remastered is a precursor to a full sequel, and Remedy is said to have started planning for Alan Wake 2. And I know, you could take Jeff Grubb, with a grain of salt for the shit that he says, but he's been pretty on point with a few things. Everybody's allowed to make mistakes. He's not my favorite person, but the fucker is spot on sometimes with some of the things that he says. And he did say that the just announced remaster is reportedly a precursor to the full sequel, and that the sequel has already been greenlit, and possibly adding credence is the claim that he made regarding Remedy's epic deal in March 2020, which stated that 2 games in its publishing deal would be AAA multi-platform game and a second smaller scale project set in the same franchise. Anyway, if this is true, I think this is great, and the reason why is because, again, I don't want to dive into it too much like we did last week, but it's good to introduce the new players. It's good to introduce new players like who've never really played Alan Wake from before, especially modernizing it and updating it, and this really just generates the hype train leading into, Alan Wake 2 whenever they do decide to announce it. So I think this is great. This is fantastic. So I'll let you guys go around. Is there anything that you guys wanted to mention regarding this? Especially with the sequel. I know Jordan, you and I are really excited about this. But you got anything?
No, just before I answer that, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone for showing up tonight. We always appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. So if you are enjoying the show, we'd appreciate if you leave us a like, let us know what you think of us. If you hate us, you can comment too. If you'd like to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. That being said, no, not a whole lot to add though, Mo. You kind of covered a lot of the foundation of what this really means. More Alan Wake, or at least I'd say like more people to experience Alan Wake, and then possibly more of it in the future is always a good thing. Just a cool IP that I think we need to see more of.
Sure.
Yes. So I was browsing around the Epic Store, and it is available for pre-order. Release on PC is October 5th for $29.99.
Yes. And it's getting a physical release.
So that's pretty awesome. It's not even going to be a full price game, and that's always nice. I think we're going to see it on October 5th, probably on all platforms. I'm sure.
Yeah, Lady, did you play Alan Wake? Oh, wow.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not play it.
So
No.
this is perfect
It was
for you.
never something that I was like, oh, I need to play this game. I guess I
You
don't
play
know.
it now.
I'll probably play it now. I'll
And
probably play it now. So.
There are elements of anxiety in this.
Is it
game.
narrative heavy?
Yes.
It looks
Yes.
narrative heavy.
Yes,
from,
it
like,
is.
just
Yeah,
it's all
trailers and
narrative.
stuff like
and
that.
it
almost
can be
gives me,
anxiety
like,
inducing, because I know that's like something that
yeah, that's something that I struggle with. So no, that's good to know. Like just like dark areas where you don't know what's going to happen next or something.
Yeah.
I never played Dead Space either. So I'm excited for that one.
You're walking in at the right time, man.
I'll
You are
say
walking
some
in at the right time.
Xanaxes.
It's not
Gaz
as
here is
scary.
saying, guys are saying it's a conservative remaster. You know what, man? At least yeah. I mean, it's a remaster. At least they didn't, you know, at least they said it's a remaster and not a remake. It should have been a remake, but I don't think it commercially did well enough for them to consider just rebuilding the game from the ground up. You know what I mean? So the fact that at least they're doing this is good. You know what I mean? At least that's what I think. And I do agree with 3-bit here. Take that shit back. And so that's we're excited for that one. Ains, brother man, how you doing? Good to see you here, my fucking son from SG. I am wearing a SG shirt here, by the way. Okay, so yeah, this is like becoming one of my favorite shirts in my repertoire. So good to see you, man, and everybody else. So that's for Alan Wake. So glad to see that it's at least official. Next thing I wanted to touch up on, the reason why I included this is because I really generally hate. Mo agreed that Halo needs to be delayed. No, I did not, you liar.
Jesus.
The reason why I included this is generally I don't like the talk of acquisitions so much. I feel like it's really just become a hot talking point with everybody, instead of just talking about games, or other things. I get why it's included sometimes, but still, basically, PlayStation has acquired ex-Wipeout developers called Firesprite. It's a UK-based studio. They contributed to the Playroom and Playroom VR, and they also made that game called, it was a VR game initially. It came out for PSVR. What was it called? The Persistence, I think. And apparently, so it was announced by Herman Hulst, and they're really bringing them in to not be a support studio. Like, they're trying to actually get them to be a legitimate studio, who can produce projects for them and who can bolster also their library. The one thing that I did see here, because Sony's been a little bit aggressive as well over the past year, with Housemarque and Fire Access, and now this one, and making a deal with Jade Raymond's new studio. So it seems like, definitely they're branching out more outside of like their core studios that they already had. And one thing that is interesting about this is because they're purchasing variety from what I've seen, and it seems like that so Firesprite is hiring for a multiplayer shooter and a narrative-driven blockbuster adventure, and with a studio of about 250 people, it seems like that they can definitely make that happen. And I think that's what they are gunning for as well, right? Because Sony's already got their studios that make these big, narratively driven games that we know of, Santa Monica and Insomniac and Naughty Dog and what have you. And I think branching out and making games like this, for whatever it is that they want to do under their umbrella, is good for them as well, because especially multiplayer games. Because if you end up making a successful multiplayer game, this can circumvent a lot of the other costs that you have, because multiplayer games always make money. And if you end up making some type of game that is successful, that is a Sony owned game, that is a Sony first party game, this is actually good for them too, because this is just another form of revenue, whereas like they won't have to depend just on, it seems like they're trying to create these other projects that are bringing other forms of revenue different than just relying on the big narratively driven first party games. That's at least what I'm, even like with Fire Access, multiplayer first person AAA game. We don't know what it's going to be. Most likely it'll have an online component. And then obviously this one now, this studio is also going to be making a AAA or a online game. So it's smart. They're branching out more. They're experimenting more. So I think this is good for them. Especially considering how we've been seeing how aggressive Xbox has been, with their, obviously with the Bethesda purchase and whatnot. So what do you guys think? Is this like do you guys think that like this is a smart move for them to kind of just dive in and do this? What do you think, Jordan?
No, I think it's cool. We've seen a lot of these new studios pop up with different backgrounds. Like what was the name of that one? The guys that were the ex devs for Call of Duty. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to get to is yes, like you alluded to, it's cool to see them focus on a talent team that could possibly supply them with something in the same vein of a multiplayer experience, because yes, their PlayStation is known for being the single player console as far as you get this, again, bombastic story driven third person experience. So if this means that we have the opportunity for something like that on Sony's PlayStation or Sony's platform, then by all means, that's cool. I mean, Wipeout isn't the greatest game ever, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you got on this?
I was just reading them. This is their 14th studio that they're that they have, and Firesprite's pretty big. So I think the more devs, the better. They can leverage them in whatever ways they deem fit, and I like it. And Sony always does that song and dance with their studios. Usually, they've been I'm glad they're getting a little more aggressive with it, but. They usually just don't buy a studio out of the blue. They work with them first, and then they buy them up. I'm excited. There's talented devs in a lot of these studios, and sometimes they just need, direction and funding to really come out of the woodwork. So yeah, I'm excited. This is good.
People are already asking Ains. You know what, Ains? Since you already said that you're reviewing Deathloop, yes, he is one of the primary reasons why we are so excited for the game. So. Yeah. Now that cat's out of the bag. Lady, do you have anything on acquisitions? I know it's one of your favorite titles.
She loves it.
I mean, more than Nintendo and anything. And
Oh my God. I love acquisition talk. Absolutely. 100%.
I can tell your voice is trembling. Just relax. Take it easy. It's okay.
I honestly have no clue who this studio is. There's some studios out there that I know. I know their work. I play the games enough to actually know it, but that's not really my cup of tea, following around every developer in the world and finding out what they're good at.
Why not?
I know.
I don't know. Just not my thing.
It's so much fun.
But yeah, no, that's like, that's cool. The more studios they have, awesome, more dev work. Like, fucking this guy over here said, all like sweet, and like does his voice like make you guys like kind of want to fall asleep? Like every time Kevin fucking talks, I'm like, oh, it's so smooth, like butter.
Yep. I have an OnlyFans.
This is all I fucking hear. This is all I see on Twitter, man. It's
oh my God.
Season. Yes.
Twitter's a fucking joke this week.
It is. It's a fucking cesspool, dude.
Oh my God. Can we please talk about it?
I had fun on Twitter yesterday with my coffee.
Yeah, you did.
Was a fun
Yes, you did. That was interesting. Oh yeah.
That was a good time.
All right, Mike, you got anything on this, man, or would
just
you like
that? Yeah, I'm like kind of sort of in the same boat as Lady, but I am curious. Is this like rebounding from that Japan studio thing that went down?
One of them, yeah. Well, I mean, they shut down Studio Japan, and they kind of like just what was the name of the new studio that they Team Asobi?
Okay.
Yeah, so they started Team Asobi in Japan, which is like their Japanese team now, one of their Japanese teams. So they kind of just reshuffled the staff that was there.
See, that's how that. I mean, I'm not.
It's gonna happen.
I don't know. It is very cool. Don't get me wrong, Mo. I wouldn't be directly interested in this topic, but now that you mention it, because we've talked about Japan Studio like a few times now, and kind of wondering what's up with that. Yes, I am interested, and I do like that. And you know what? I'm not even going to mention what I was going to say because I just feel like it fuels the fire on some perspectives or whatever. But I feel like the more both of them do, the better I am, man. So it is good. It is.
That's good, man. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Kevin. So 3-Bit saying that you need to have an audiobook talking about Grass Simulator. I think a few people will pick it up, man.
I should.
You should make the manual, the audio manual.
Oh my God! Maybe, dude.
Lift the flap.
I got an idea, Mike. I might need your help.
I guess.
All right.
I'm with you, Kevin.
He's got you, bro. He's got you for sure.
The flap.
I thought about it many times myself.
Lift the flap.
Unscrew the top.
Yes.
All right.
Slowly pour in the oil.
So next thing was Forza Horizon 5. They showed off. There was a stream from the devs last week. They showed it earlier this week. They showed just a ton of campaign gameplay. They confirmed that there was not going to be a demo. So obviously, I mean, Only reason I'm mentioning it is because just this game just continues to impress us more and more. You know, I mean, and some of the points that they made is the story campaign is bigger than ever. Everything can be played in co-op. It was confirmed that Forza Horizon 5 can be almost entirely played in co-op, and it won't affect individual progression. Fucking awesome, right there.
Cool.
Take
that
note,
means
Nintendo.
Yeah, I know, definitely.
They're like,
that
now
means
we're
you
good.
They basically said that you can hop into the game with your friends and continue to complete your accolades, continuing your adventure, blah, blah, blah. Massive improvements to the wheel support, car collections and rewards, and there's not going to be any demo, which is cool. You know, I mean, we're not expecting anything less than just another freaking banger from them, you know, so I don't really care about a demo, me personally. I think this is going to be amazing. It's going to take up a ton. Look at the... Every time I see this, man, this shit just drives me freaking crazy from how amazing that is. Just coming off the freaking plane and yeah.
I think that's a new Bronco too.
Yeah, whatever it is,
Yes,
man.
it
It's
is.
sexy. It's some sexy shit. So
Mhm.
yeah, you guys excited for Forza, Laidy?
Yes.
Is that something?
No.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of,
kinda.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like I don't
I'm
really play those racing games, but like
Okay.
the co-op and shit, that intrigues me.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
that they're
yeah.
not being shy about the development. Like, I mean, we've seen a lot of inside looks of this game, you know, at a lot of different
Mhm.
like E3 shit and stuff like that afterwards. I just feel like they're really putting it all out there. So it's not going to be like super surprising when it comes out, which is cool. But I mean, the game looks fucking beautiful, and it's Game Pass day one, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Yes,
So
it
I
is.
mean, I'll play it. I'm gonna
Free.
play it. So
It's free on
I
Game
mean,
Pass.
it's a thing. I'll fucking get on there and fuck around. This looks like my backyard here in Arizona. So
Mhm.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Right at home. Yeah, definitely.
then when they first showed it, I was like, "It's in Arizona, look!" And then they're
Close
like,
enough.
Mexico. I'm like, "Yeah, same
Mexico.
shit." So,
Yeah, I do think we're all this is like gonna be one of our wasting time games, you know, like I mean where we just get together and shoot the shit when you don't feel like being super competitive like in Halo or whatnot. So yeah, man, you guys got anything? If you got anything, I mean, yeah, just
I got
No,
the controller.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did.
yeah, we did.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
That's right. No, I don't have a whole lot to say, but I mean, Forza Horizon's a good time. To your point, lady, like if you're not into racers, like the cool thing about the Horizon games is that you can make them as like less sim and more arcadey as you
you can
want.
do
You don't even
whatever you
have to
want with
race.
them.
You can just explore the map and like find like destructible walls to hunt down and just admire shit and take photos. It's a very pretty game. So you don't have to
Yeah.
necessarily be a car guy. And if you want to talk about cars, well, don't talk to Ains because he's definitely not a car guy.
No,
No.
Ains don't know shit about cars.
But, right, but yeah, Forza Horizon 5. Let's
He's
go.
a family man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So yeah,
Watching this gameplay, when I saw it, I was like, count me
It's
the
incredible.
fuck in. I don't play racing games, but dude, the way he's like taking the turns where you like take it on the outside and you're gonna like zoom in on the corner, like come in on the inside on the corner, whatever race talk, and he's drifted right there. And yes, that is what I'm for. I'm for the chillin' factor of it. But I still want to like test the skill because I know driving games give you a good flow. So that's what what I want. Like I want me a dope car or whatever. And yes, I would like to have some friendly competitive races with my buddies. This is one of the games that I have like in this good list that is going to start my like Xbox. I'm like, that's why I got my Xbox. Like, and that's why I'm going to Xbox. Once Halo, Forza comes out, I got some indie games that I want to purchase. Like, and I'm not talking Game Pass games, I'm like talking like these are games that I want to like go out of my way to purchase for my Xbox and do the whole bit with. And just like my PlayStation, I have my certain games that I buy for PlayStation like properly and stuff. And this is one of the games, man. I know for a fact that I'll have a good time with this solo or like with buddies. So like if there's a game where I'm just kind of like chilling, like I don't want to get too much brain energy into having a good time, this is going to be the game, and it's going to be fun, and I'm going for that, whatever that Corvette car was prior to this one. But yeah, dude, like where is this one at? What is
Mexico.
Mexico. That is so cool. I didn't see. It makes me want to go back and look up all the Forza history because
so
like I didn't
beautiful,
know
man.
about these games until 4, and I started
So
playing it from Game Pass. Yeah, and I didn't know that it was like basically if you really want to drive in like areas of the world that you probably know you won't visit, like this is the closest you're going to get to it. And that to me is like, that's the magic of games, is kind of get you in a place that you probably would never, ever have the opportunity to be. And at least you can, you're not feeling the heat on your face or like smelling the flowers, but, close enough,
It's close enough, man.
Yeah,
Look at this
it's
thing.
very cool. And it looks
beautiful.
gorgeous. Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, this just speaks to me, bro. This is. I think we're all pretty excited for that. And yeah, lady, Jordan is right, because this is not a simulator. You know what I mean? So this is just the type of game where you could just really, it can be as competitive as you want it to be.
Yep.
So that's the beauty of it. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
I'm more interested in Mike's love list that he has going on there. I'm putting this on my love list.
One of them is that
got
Blood
a
Rain
love
game
list.
I told you guys about. Another one is Halo. There's a few of them. I haven't made a list, but I know there's a few of them.
Somebody, I remember I mentioned something about Halo. I'm like, I was trying to make a point about like, game prices or whatever. I'm like, look, man, if Halo Infinite costs $100, I'm gonna fucking buy it. If Microsoft tells me tomorrow, like, hey, Halo Infinite's gonna cost $100, I'm gonna buy it. And then somebody's like, yeah, but it's on Game Pass. Why would you buy it? I'm like, bro, you're missing the point here. That's not what I mean. And plus, it's Halo. Stop it.
Yeah.
I know Gaz is like screaming on the inside right now. I'm sorry, Gaz, if you're still in here, buddy. Okay. Next, my friends, is one of the stars of the show. And I'm not talking about the PlayStation Showcase, baby. I am talking about Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. So they showed off a 5-minute video earlier this week, just about, they showed like a different gameplay. It was between SpongeBob and April O'Neil. April O'Neil kicks some major fucking ass in this game, by the way. If you look at some of the gameplay videos, it's awesome. I know it's really funny, whenever we talk about this game or whenever we mention it, but I really, really, genuinely, truly am excited for it. And despite the fact that we've talked about it from before, if you actually look up the gameplay videos, my man, see, I know 3-Bit's also excited for it as well. So they are really going all out on this game in terms of movement and combat itself. Like, I mean, they wanted just based on these development videos, especially this one where the creative director was talking in the background and he was kind of like walking you through movement and combat and whatnot. They're really trying to tell you, like, hey, we're not just slapping a Smash Brothers clone with a different skin and just giving it to you. Like, they're really putting a lot of work into getting the respect of the Smash community, those who don't fucking, who are not so narrow-minded and are actually willing to think outside the box a little bit and try out different things. I mean, that's those are the people that they're targeting. And then there's people like me who not only grew up with some of these characters, but the fact that we can actually choose these characters, have a good time with it, engage in proper online functionality with our friends, and just have a ball with it. This is really what's exciting me the most. I mean, and again, like, I mean, they the everything that they've been showing so far, they've been really doing good with their messaging. I mean, they have a lot of people behind them. A lot of people are excited for this, and it's awesome, man. I'm really excited for it. I pre-ordered it. It's day one for me. Steelbook Collector's Edition, whatever the hell comes from it. And I do agree with 3-Bit here as well. He said no voice acting. They do have like some voices here and there, I mean, but then again, like, I mean, how much really, like, in combat itself, like, how much do you hear in Smash Brothers as it is, in terms of, like, you just hear like grunts and hey,
exertions.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, assuming that this game gets more PK Fire.
PK Fire.
Yeah, so assuming that they end up getting that this game gets more popular and it gets more support, I mean, DLC, more characters and whatnot, I think it's awesome. But
it's got limitless
like
possibilities there. There's like limitless possibilities.
What do you think,
there,
Lady? I know you're.
There's limits, but
yeah, I know you're excited for it as well.
I am. I fucking love me some Nintendo. I kind of got super excited when I found out about this game, so I am also following it pretty closely. I wish there was more characters right off the bat. I feel like the list is a little bit small there when it comes to that, kind of thing. But like you said, I'm hoping there's support after it comes out. Do you know if it's a full price game? Or if it's going to be 40?
I think it's 40.
I think it is
it's
40,
40.
yeah.
Yeah, it is 40. $40.
The levels scream Nintendo. The, everything that I've seen so far just has that feel, that vibe. Very nostalgic. I think it's going to be great for adults that grew up with Nintendo and children alike. So, yeah, I'm excited. Oblina is probably going to be my main here right from the start, unless they come out with, Rocco. So
that's what I'm hoping for. And I do think
Modern's Life, right?
Yeah,
Rocco's Modern.
I do think there's going to be more DLC, and the only reason why is because they're including Donatello and Michelangelo, and it's really weird that you don't have Raphael and I'm sorry, Leonardo and Michelangelo, and it's really well that you don't have Raphael and Donatello. So I'm assuming.
And they don't have Hey Arnold, but they have Helga. I was like, why are you gonna have Helga but not Hey Arnold? Like that's like a weird choice there. Weird.
Even Wild Boy here, he's like, how do they not have Doug Funny here?
Well, I thought
how do you not have Tommy Pickles, man? Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
So this is the recent picture I've seen.
I don't know if this is the entire roster, right? Like a lot of people.
They have Reptar, but not fucking Tommy.
By the way, there's a lot of people that were wondering whether Aang is going to be in the game or not. They haven't showed Aang, but he's on the cover.
Yeah, and Korra though, like.
Yeah.
I think there's more characters than they've shown, right? Like, I doubt that this will be it.
It says there's 20 fighters on this.
20?
Okay, probably plus DLC characters, maybe.
Oh, there's gonna be DLC, no doubt.
There has to be DLC, depending
and
on.
Ren and
I feel like
Stimpy
Battle
being on
Pass.
They are. It's a throwback.
Yeah.
For Ren and Stimpy, that's way.
Well, Ren and Stimpy, they're like super raunchy. I'm surprised they made it. If they make it, like I see them there, but
they are
Look at this weird
the face of Nintendo in the early 90s.
Whew,
Let's be real.
man.
Let's be real. Shit, my cousin had a Ren and Stimpy
And
retainer.
I think she means Nickelodeon, but she's
Or
having
that's what I
a
said. What did I say?
seizure.
Yeah. You said Nintendo. They got you.
sorry.
They got
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
They both start
got
with
you.
an N. Excuse me.
Living
They got
rent free in your mind,
All
man.
the time.
Yeah,
All the
they
fucking
are.
time.
They are.
There.
Lady needs an intervention.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, so what? I feel like I'm the only one that's like genuinely freaking.
I'm pumped about this, Mo, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm
gonna kick your ass in it,
100%. We're holding
one.
tournaments. Let's go. Twitch tournament. Let's do
that'd be
this.
pretty sweet. Dude.
I'm about what Ains and Wiley are saying. No Casey. That's like for I hear you.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Stimpy. If they got Ren, I feel like Stimpy. Oh, isn't it? Wait, which one? Yeah, aren't these it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ren and
that's
Stimpy.
them.
Yeah,
That's
Ren
right.
Okay, I did not notice that until literally right now. See, look, they even got drool coming off his tongue. Like, come on, and they're like sticking with it. Is there going to be some saw up the back special move or whatever? Because they're doing all the little animations that are just like, hey, remember that one episode and that one moment that he did that, like the SpongeBob, like
They're gonna
chicken
have a
thing?
butt smash. They have to have a butt smash for them.
Yes.
Yes. Oh
Happy,
man.
happy, joy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Happy, like bring out a record player or something. I mean, I feel like some of the obvious warriors though, like Leo, Aang, Katara, like will play probably how you think they'll play, like swords, bow staff, like some type of bending, of course. So when I saw that cat dog gameplay stuff, I was like, cat dog looks fucking cheap. I'm gonna get him. That little thing where he straightens out his body and it's like your dash heavy or whatever it is. I was like, that looks cheap. It looks like you only can block that. You probably can't interrupt it because his hitbox is so small. Whatever. April is awesome. Ninja Turtles are coming back with Revenge of Shredder. These types of games.
Yeah,
Who is
that's
this,
only coming out
Toast
on the
Dude?
Switch and PC. So
That's
they
Powder
What
Toast
show?
Man.
Yeah,
From
what
Ren and
show was he
Stimpy.
from?
Ren and Stimpy.
From Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
They went
Who was the
all out. Ren
dude-
and Stimpy.
I got
So,
dibs on Powder
okay.
Toast Man, by the way, just FYI.
Rocco's Modern Life was pretty raunchy as well. They had that
I mean,
one dude with the
not-
nipple thing.
Not raunchy. It was just. It was just.
They
it was
had-
It
just-
wasn't raunchy. It was just
eccentric. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just
They
it
had-
for the time. That was cartoons
Yes,
then. Like
yes,
look back
yes,
on
it
Cartoon
was,
Network,
lady.
like two
Yes, it
stupid
was.
dogs, like
Two
all
stupid
of that
dogs.
shit.
Oh
That
shit!
was just That was
Yeah.
the time. That was the era.
They had that one episode where they just had the black
You better fly
rectangle
backwards.
and they like handed them out and they would like cover their butts and their private
Yeah.
parts with it. It
Yeah.
was just like
Yeah.
it was just like
a thing.
I watched
Dude,
a lot of
Rant,
those
our
as a kid.
Stimpy's always like choking. He's always
They're always
choking.
killing each other, or basically.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
always like
Hairball.
Stimpy's
Just
always
seconds
choking.
away.
I can just see them like incorporating that, like the choke hold. There,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just so many options when it comes
Yeah,
to it.
it's
so
cool.
I'm
I'm just-
excited for it.
I just want to see my man Skeeter.
Hey, what's up, Doug? Oh. What about Roger?
Hey, Raj. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know who said this once. They're like, man, I would love nothing more than to pick Doug and against Roger Klotz and just beat the living shit out of him. I forgot
But
who
if
it
it's
was.
Doug,
It's
it
a
has to
video
be
idea,
Quellman
yeah.
Doug. Like I feel like
Quellman,
you want to put
yeah.
Doug
That
in
should
it,
be
it
an
has
extra
to be
skin.
Quellman.
Yeah.
That's what an alt skins. That's an alternative skin right there.
There you
Yeah,
go.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but,
cool. It's cool.
Looking
cool.
good.
No Rocket Power characters either. Yeah, man.
Oh
I
wow,
know.
Rocket Power.
Man,
I forgot
Rocket
about that.
Power.
Power would be sweet.
I hated that
but-
show.
I didn't really
that
care
was like
for
that's
it.
like 3 bits like
I
favorite.
did.
So.
I hated them
Oh,
because
yeah.
they were like these. You're telling me that these like 12-year-old kids do every single extreme sport, play every sort of competitive sport.
Dude, they're like
telling me.
you. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's what we all
but I
talk
mean,
about you behind
Hockey,
your back. We're
BMX,
like, this guy, he's
surfing,
really doing
skimboarding,
that shit.
skateboarding, curling, basketball, badminton, shuttlecock,
Yes,
whatever,
sir.
you know, all the stuff.
Shuttlecock.
Yeah, where do they get the equipment for all that?
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of surf kids.
You're, what does he say? You're bouncing to check your tush can't handle.
Oh,
Keep
man.
it super family
Yeah,
clean,
yeah.
but we're
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
extreme.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, definitely. Pampa, I know you're eyeing powdered toast, man, bro. You better leave him
he's
alone.
like,
We're gonna have
sprinkles the
words, my
toast.
friend. We're gonna have words.
God.
Yeah, so yeah, man. I think this is gonna be awesome. I think it's
No,
gonna be
it's
one
cool.
of those games that's
It's
gonna
cool.
be really freaking fun.
It's cool.
to just
Netcode
shoot the
and
shit
voice
with.
chat. I hope it
Yes.
does really, really well.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
that they've kept it to older characters too. Like, I mean, I feel like they'll also have newer DLC characters because Nintendo or I said it fucking again.
Keep saying it
Nickelodeon.
every
What
time.
the fuck?
It's okay.
They got you.
Nickelodeon
Rent free.
still has good shit coming out. Like they still have like some. My kids love some of the fucking shows that they
Mhm.
even have now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it'll be fun. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Hold up. I'm sorry,
Huh?
but Wiley, you did comment this, so I got to ask you about this.
What did he
You'd
say?
rather have M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar?
He's being a. He's
Just
That's Wiley,
if you
man.
want to elaborate a
Well,
little bit,
Yeah,
you know, what I'm saying?
Wiley,
I'm curious.
Wiley, your asinine
He's trolling.
comment is going to be featured front and center over here.
Like, and don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, Wiley. I appreciate some shitty stuff, but when I think about that Avatar movie, I have a real tough time maintaining my like. Oh, it's okay. Like that kid's from Dallas, by the way. Anyways, random.
yeah.
Oh dear.
All right. Let's go. Another. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, Wiley at least explained himself. He said he was
Yeah.
joking.
I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
So
I like
hard
it.
to laugh.
I like it.
Okay. The next game that they did show, I've always really enjoyed. Like, I mean, I've always had my. I know it's popularity is starting to grow with this as well. Sifu. The more they show of it, the more the more it's not gonna freaking break any ground. I mean, it's not gonna scorch the earth on fire. But from the first time they revealed it, I was just really intrigued in what they were showing. I love martial arts shit, like that, and it really resonates with me. And they did have a preview the other day. And if you want to check out that video, I think we're going to be playing it right here in the background. But basically, there was like a couple things that they talked about, and sort of, with that the development team mentioned. So they actually said that there is enemies are going to have a stance bar that must be broken before the player can finish them off with a quick kill. But you also have your own stance bar, so that you can't just sit there and guard without being aggressive or parrying the entire time. This is reminiscent of Sekiro. The way that they had their the stance bar there as well. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. The way that they're basically telling you like this is not going to be just some button masher where you're just going to walk in and just be like, okay, let me just clear out this room and move on. So there's going to be an element of strategy to it. Obviously, yeah, they were inspired by martial arts movies of the old, is what they said. That's the camera shifting, They're gonna do a lot of like camera shifting and different perspectives, which is gonna help out. Weapons in Sifu do break, so they do have a durability. In this type of game, I don't mind it, honestly. Paths open up and change on different runs. So Slow Clap said they did not want to get too far into the run-based nature of the game, but they did say that there are differences that can happen on further runs. So basically, you can gain some new information on one run, like an alternate route or knowledge of where some enemies hide, and then you can access that route and find whatever's there your next time through, on your next run. You can learn new information through intimidation. You can basically just beat the shit out of everybody, and if there's one person left, you can pretty much intimidate them. Sometimes they're not all cowardly, though, because they will fight back. Number of fantastical elements that they're adding. There's 5 levels. Each one is based off of the 5 Chinese elements: wood, water, fire, metal, and earth. And you can get too old. This was something I thought was awesome, because every time you lose, you return as a stronger, wiser warrior who has spent years training before returning to their revenge quest. At some point, you will become too old to continue, and you will essentially get a game over. Kind of like a permadeath in a sense, it seems like. Slow Clap wouldn't detail how, but this doesn't necessarily mean you have to start the whole journey over, but that option is available for players who want it. I think it's really cool.
Damn, you see him duck under that?
Yeah. There's a skill tree, but the permanence in the skill tree takes work. So if you don't practice enough with the skills that you unlock, they won't survive a game over. If you do train them and actually level them up, then they will. Pretty cool. It's going to be 60 frames on PS4 and PS5, and it's the PS5 version will be 4K, and sometimes the enemies will parry you. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give out those details about the game, because I don't think, that I think this game is going to be awesome, man. I'm really excited for it, and I want to see what you guys thought. Laidy, have you been looking at Sifu? I think, is it coming out on this? No, it's not coming out on the Switch.
It's only on PlayStation 5.
Shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
No, it's okay. It's honestly not something I would have picked up anyways. I don't think so.
Yeah. Thanks
just
for
not my
shitting on
style. I like
parade.
the art. The art looks cool. The way you're describing it, that sounds awesome. I like how they are including the elements and stuff like that. But overall, just not really my style. So
yeah, I got you. Jordan, what about you? I know Mike is gonna.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited about this, man. The more I hear about it, I remember when they first told us about this whole aging mechanic, I didn't really know what to think of that. But yeah, it sounds like as you age, you become essentially a glass cannon. So you're stronger, but you're also super, super weak in terms of, I guess, your health or your stance. I like the depth of the moveset here. I think I saw there's over 115 attacks or attack variances in this game. I wasn't the biggest fan of Slow Clap's Absolver. On paper, it sounded really cool, but the game was just it wasn't what I expected. I thought the execution was kind of weird in that regards, but this seems very focused as opposed to an MMO. They're doing more of this, again, just a single player combat focused game. But yeah, I like the idea of the difficulty in this game. You have the option, like you said, hard resets or checkpoints that can be more fair. But yeah, it looks badass. The animations are great. The art design, like Laidy said, is very, very catching. No, I'm hyped.
Yeah, Kevin, what about you?
For it. I'm ready for it. Come on now. No, I love this shit, man. I had no idea that they did Absolver, which I played a bit of. But you're right. There was something missing in Absolver, and it was all very generic, right? I mean, here it looks like you might have a storyline. So I'm kind of digging it, dude. I love all the low attacks. I just saw him push a piece of furniture and fucking knock somebody out with it. This is legit. It's got that old I don't know, the John Woo.
There's
sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of contextual environmental stuff, depending on what you're next to or whatever. So
yeah, I'm digging this, man. I do we know if it's gonna be a full price game or if it's gonna be no, it's gonna be $39 or something.
Yes, 30.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, I think this might do well.
Yeah. Mike, what about you?
Yeah,
I know you're excited for this.
I am so pumped for this. I played Absolver. I'm so happy you mentioned that because I was like, what the hell is that one game? And I really remember being like, ooh, there's something here. If they refined it a little bit, because it's For Honor, which, it's the rock, paper, scissors type of I need a block. up, left, or right, or whatever it is, and then I need to like a counter attack or whatever it is, and then depending on if you're like a water stance or the crane stance or whatever it is, it's a different button input. So like it's like a class or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is hitting all those, like every super badass scene in a movie, in any type of martial arts movie, where it's like that one bit of combat in that scene is just like, that's a little bit over the top and it hits good. Like the warehouse scene in Batman vs. Superman.
Sure.
Any Jackie Chan basically part, like in any of his movies, really, like, you got these Shaolin, like the attitude that it's bringing with the motions, the I want to sound like some fancy schmancy dude when I use this word, collision detection. But anyways, it just looks very aggressive. And I can't help but to think, like, what is the block button? Like, what are the controls? Is there a lock on, or is it going to be, I don't really enjoy this style where it's like, if I'm facing one way, but if I press back and attack, he'll attack backwards. Yeah, I don't like, I want my character to move that way. Like, if anything, just turn, like, flip that way and attack, But if it is, I don't know, just refined, I guess, back to that word, I guess, like, that's the only thing I could think of. It's like, if it's way more refined than Absolver, you can have a good time with it.
No,
I'm getting that Batman Arkham type of
That's
vibe.
exactly
where
what I was going to say.
Yeah, you're kind of going to know when it comes, and you're going to have to either, like, dodge or block or do a certain thing. Weapons, okay, that's a whole other level. I don't really want to get into that and speculate, but yeah, the attitude it's bringing with this, like, the motion especially is what's giving off the coolness of it. Oh, and the slow-mo, sorry. Like, that's just it's slick. And he's punching like Kung Lao does in Mortal Kombat, just like that straight, fast, like in your face, no wasted movement. And he's like, just the attitude. Okay, and then, so you can die from, getting hurt or whatever, but then to come back as an old, super experienced dude. So basically you're going to die from getting so much experience that, that's a weird concept to me. I don't know exactly how that will flow through, like, completely through gameplay.
Right.
Because then wouldn't you just want to die a lot in the beginning and be like, all right, well, I'm super strong. I figured out how to dodge and block for the most part. Like, let me just die a lot in the beginning because I need to be this certain way or what have you.
Right.
And that also depends on the upgrades and stuff. But yeah, I'm 100% about this game.
Yeah, man, definitely. I think it's gonna be fun. Okay, let's go to Kevin. I'm gonna let you take this, man. This is
all right.
This is the PS5 heatsink bullshit.
Yeah, I can run with it.
Knock us out with your nerdy, sexy talk.
I'll keep it short so I don't fucking make anybody fall asleep. But we had some drama about the PlayStation 5 hardware revision with the smaller heatsink. And finally, some more people got their hands on it. Tweaktown got their hands on it and did some actual measurements, heat measurements, and lo and behold, the temperature that was being measured that was hotter was actually, like we kind of predicted, was actually a good thing because it was expelling more hot air. So, much like a lot of podcasts were around expelling hot air about it being the worst model. So far, it seems like it'll be just fine. Some other people are taking a look at the internals and doing some more measurements because I think they measured that some of the memory was a little hotter on this version, but that the CPU and GPU assembly was actually cooler. So it's pretty much going to be a fucking wash, I think, and we're gonna have a PlayStation that works because Sony engineers probably designed it this way after several hundreds of hours of testing. Just my my opinion on it. But I just saw a lot of people just jumping on this wagon, and it happens on everything, right? It's not just this, but I saw a lot of Xbox centric podcasts just trying to jump on this redesign as if it was gonna PlayStation was gonna die because of it. And no, it's not gonna die. And yes, they're gonna sell millions more and to scalpers because that's the only people that buy PlayStations. and PlayStation is dead. So really, I mean, that's that's the topic. I was gonna do a video on this, but it's kind of silly because it's been covered to death at this point. And this model will probably make it to the States. That's the rumor. Because copper is expensive and this is copperless, but it's going to cool your shit just fine. And Ratchet and Clank and Wolverine will probably play on it just fine and just as well as your launch edition PlayStation 5. And that's it. That's the news. That's the heatsink news. The heatsink controversy. That was not a controversy. I know. It blows my mind.
Yeah. Oh, that's
very
amazing,
exciting
man.
stuff.
That's
I know.
Awesome stuff right there. I love it. Yeah, so
just not to be weird or anything, but I do wonder though if people make a big deal out of it because it's like I just remember changing out some parts of my PlayStation back in the day, and I was like so fucking scared to do it. Like that is probably why I wonder if like they get so into it because it's like, oh, I gotta make sure I get the right one for my $500 console. And, you know, if anybody tries to press me on my beliefs, then like, blah, blah, you know what I mean? But it's
I think part of it's that. I think part of it is that one side wants to build a narrative to suit them, you know, and this will happen on both
that
sides.
Doesn't sound right.
I know
not
it's
at all.
crazy, but
It's crazy.
I seriously have a suspicion that sides want a narrative built to suit them, and you know I'm just gonna throw that one out there, and you know people will edit videos of Xboxes on fire. People will literally burn their own. Yes, people burned.
Don't touch the top of your Xbox; it'll burn your hand. Dude,
I remember the PS4 Pro, I think, or the original PS4. Somebody like burned it with a fucking lighter, and then tried to say that, you know, oh god, and I just saw one about the Xbox exploding.
Yeah.
Or an Xbox exploding, and it was like a house fire. All right. Let me tell you how computer components work. There is nothing inside a computer that can actually combust to that extent. There's nothing. I mean, yes, it can melt. Yes, possibly there could be a fire, but your shit is never gonna blow up. Capacitors would not bust through the plastic casing of your console. No, it's not possible. That's a pipe bomb, not a PlayStation. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? And they put it out there and then people retweet it. Like, look,
there's so much wrong with it.
Look
Diego
at this.
Diego said I almost killed his cat too.
Nothing to joke about. Myth busted.
It's incredible.
Way to go,
It's
Diego.
incredible.
It's so fucking funny, man.
Anyway, yeah, this is a non-story. I'm not going to talk about it again until the next time. I was more pissed off about how people just jumped on this wagon of hatred for a console they probably don't even own or intend to own, just to diss it, to make Xbox look better because they're jealous that we're not getting Wolverine. You know, fuck, man.
Yeah.
But Xbox needs a superhero.
You have to
Apparently Xbox needs. And I hope they do get one. I hope everybody gets everything they ever wanted. I hope you all get laid tonight as well. And I hope you have a great Monday too. So, you know,
Angel's saying here, Austin Evans got 1 million views. Yes. Yeah, bro, that's the fucking sad thing. Yeah.
Million views.
Used the fucking thermal gun and everybody ran away with it.
And everybody was like, holy shit. Yeah. Anyway,
Holy
that's all I got. Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's pretty. That was impressive. Appreciate it.
It was impressive.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's get into the PS Showcase. We put up a video earlier this week. If you guys do want to check out, you know, just we had just like a discussion, like a 1-hour discussion about, you know, some of the releases that came out and what we thought and whatever it is. And I doubt that we're going to be rehashing everything that we that we talked about, but you know, just generally speaking, quick impressions really. I mean, you know, again, obviously there was the Knights of the Old Republic remake. Project Eve looks great as well. You know, a lot of people were surprised by that, including myself. I like that they showed Ghostwire Tokyo gameplay. You know, the game exists. We know that it exists. I think that's great. We did put up the video in the chat in case anybody, if anyone's interested. Finally, they confirmed Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy coming to PC as well. So for our PC brethren, this is also fantastic news. Again, Wolverine, one of the biggest news that we got. I did want to touch on Wolverine a little bit. Anyway, look, me personally, I just wanted to see Ragnarok. Everybody knows I'm a big God of War fan, and everything else to me was decorations. So I'm glad to see that. Now, what I wanted to mention was, when they did show Wolverine, about this discussion, about this topic of, Xbox needs a superhero game or Xbox needs whatever. I don't necessarily agree with that. For somebody like me who, and I'm just speaking from, from my personal opinion. I don't, like you see, you sit here and, you see people saying like, they don't need to do what Sony does, with their games, which I agree with, because clearly they both do things separately. They both do things differently, and they will both do it in their own ways, which makes them successful. You can't sit there and say that Xbox doesn't need to follow a specific formula, but then when you get salty about seeing something and then change your mind and say they need to do this, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that notion at all, especially considering all of the significant leaps that they've made just in the past year alone with the Bethesda thing and probably an Indiana Jones game that we're probably going to be getting, exclusively, and all of the games that are coming up and all of these high quality AAA titles that are going to be coming up, right? You guys, this type of shit that happens, especially like in the gaming space, you need to understand that everybody just jumps on different things to kind of like bolster or to boost their brand themselves, right? I understand, some people saying like, oh, Xbox needs to get Batman or Xbox needs to get Superman or whatever it is. No, they don't. No, they don't. I really, truly don't feel like that they need to. Will it be a nice positive for it? Yeah, sure. And I understand some Marvel fans that are, a little bit disappointed about the fact that, a Wolverine game, especially a Wolverine game, this was a big splash. Let's not lie to each other. It was a big splash to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But in terms of like how they're going to do things, don't think like they're not seeing this. They're seeing this. Whatever you guys are thinking, they have probably been thinking that for a long time. Everything you see, they've already seen. They've already thought of. Everything we talk about here, everything I'm saying into my mic has already been thought of in some boardroom a long time ago. So what we're saying is nothing that they don't know. What we're speculating about is nothing that they don't know. How they're planning on doing it, we don't know. And on top of that, don't forget, markets are different, right? You gravitate to Xbox because of what it offers you, because you are in the market for Xbox. People gravitate to PlayStation because they offer them games that they gravitate towards, right? I'm sure at some point Xbox themselves looked at the analytics, or in terms of interest of what would be, don't think for 1 second that they haven't looked at analytics for a superhero type of game or whatever it is, right? I'm sure they've probably looked at it and they've probably dotted their I's and crossed their T's and figured out like, okay, if we end up doing something like this, like what is it going to be successful on our platform? How much are we going to pay for something like this to come to our platform? If you want to talk about paying for an exclusive Batman game, that's going to cost a fuck ton of money. How's the return going to be on that? Especially if it's a single player game, right? Or how's the return going to be on a game like Marvel? You know how expensive it will be to get a game coming to Game Pass, to get a Marvel game to come to Game Pass? And take this shit out of your head like, oh, it's Microsoft, they have God money. Of course they have God money. But they still have to think about what would be in their best interest. It doesn't matter if they have God money. It doesn't mean that they're just gonna fucking spend it and be like, oh, whatever. Okay, yeah, we can buy this. We can get outspent. If that's the case, why do they get outbid on things? Like, really think about it. Why do they get outbid on things? Why does Sony end up getting some things, or why does Tencent end up getting some things, or why does Epic end up getting some things? Because they know what would be in the best interest of them as a company, and analytics that would tell them whether this would be profitable for them, for the customer base that they have. Like, people need to really think about that as well. It's not just as simple as like, oh, fuck it, let's go throw money at WB and get Batman. It's not like that, man. It's not. And I think people really need to give them a break with that type of shit. If you want to play a superhero game so bad, buy a fucking PlayStation. It's as simple as that. Like, if somebody on PlayStation wants to play Halo or whatever, buy a fucking Xbox. That's what's gonna happen. I'm just sick of this whole shit. Like, I mean, they need to do this or they need to do that. No, they don't. Anyway, I'm sorry, man. I went on way too long about this because it's been really bugging the shit out of me.
I like it, Mo. I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
I like
so
it.
Mo,
I
tell
think
us where you really feel.
Yeah, I know.
How you really feel on this.
I think it's stuff that needs to be said. I think it's something to be understood. And I think you're hitting on good stuff because even for me as like a big Marvel head, like I would love to see Xbox get somebody like Daredevil game or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? That would be super cool. But
were you gonna?
I was just gonna say, but Sony, man, they own these characters. You know what I mean? So it's only logical. Yeah. Like if Xbox owned, like I don't know, He-Man or like Transformers IP or something along those lines. I don't even know if that's like a good example exactly or whatever. But like, I mean, what's bigger than Marvel? Like besides DC, but you already know how that is. You get what I'm saying? So like, what could be equivalent to Marvel that like Xbox could own? Like, you know, whatever. Like
I mean, no, but here's the other thing too. Like, Vault Boy here mentioned it. I'm sorry, just to pop in. Like he's saying, and this is true. You know, Microsoft did that. They paid $100 million for timed exclusivity for Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? And that wasn't very successful for them in the long run. You know, once that year ended, like, I mean, it started going to other platforms. It went to PlayStation and whatever it is and blah, blah, blah. At that time, that's like when they were on their downswing, you know? I mean, so they were trying to build up some type of, fuck's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think right now. They're trying to build some sort of momentum up, you know, like, oh, we got this exclusive game, blah, blah, blah. But they've gotten smarter about it as a gaming division, not for Microsoft. Okay, I'm talking about as a gaming division. They figured out how to circumvent all these things with the way that they're doing it. So I'm sorry, man. I just had to mention that. Good point, though. Vault Boy, yeah, definitely. Yeah. What you're saying, Mike, I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, that's good. I like what I'm hearing. So I guess Marvel does own X-Men all the way. So this is not some Sony type of Spider-Man thing. That acquisition happened, you know, some odd years ago or whatever. But whenever that whole Sonic thing went down, that has to be straight from Marvel with Insomniac. But I mean, if I was Marvel and I was like, okay, look at these Spider-Man games. Hey, yo, Sony, what was y'all's numbers for that? Like, oh, really? It was that? Okay, cool. Here's another one. You know what I mean? Like, what would it take? So basically what we're talking about is like, what would it take for Xbox to get some type of character? Like, would they get Batman? I don't think WB would be like, I mean, a Superman game. Like, I just don't see that happening. Sure. You know what I mean? Sure. But like a smaller type of game, like if Gotham Knights, let's say, was exclusive on Xbox, that would move people. That'd be like, holy shit, like what is going on with this? You know, there's so many things you could do with the superhero game, especially how popular they are now. You know, there's like word about Wolverine being like in the same world as the Spider-Man games. You know what I mean? I even saw somebody bitch about that, to be honest, in a Facebook post where I was like, what the fuck is wrong with that? They're like,
bitch about something that's not
even they were like, oh, they're just trying to copy the movies. And I'm just like, I don't even understand what I'm reading right now. That's got to be a troll. It's got to be a troll. But anyways, like, would I like it to happen? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it happening anytime soon is all. If you want to really play a superhero game on Xbox, you can get this sick game, Kev. You know what I'm talking about, baby.
Oh, yeah. Avengers. Yeah, Avengers, baby.
That was my argument, is we have superhero games. They're just multi-platform. Like, just
but
fucking
then to
play
add,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Stop fucking getting all upset
but then
about these fucking exclusives.
Sorry, lady. But to add salt to the wound, though, it's but the PlayStation's Avengers get Spider-Man. Xbox doesn't. You know? And
so we haven't been waiting for that.
Yeah, but honestly, man, nobody cares about that anymore. Yeah, the game sucks, bro. Nobody cares about that shit anymore. Before the game released, yeah, it was, well, you know, like, I mean, and it was expected. Yeah, but now it's just like, it doesn't hold as much weight as it used to.
See, I could see that, Diego.
Yeah, that's all the thing, too. I know Ains,
something raw like that.
Yeah, I know Ains has been saying that, too, you know, something like the Coalition. And like, yeah, we could always say, like, I mean, this is great. Yeah, you pie in the sky type of stuff, which would be awesome.
Head in the clouds, exactly.
But it doesn't have to happen. This
No.
whole reactionary thing is my point. Go
Not
ahead, lady.
needed.
I'm sorry.
It's not needed. No, I just feel like it's just not needed. Everybody's, it's needed. It's absolutely Xbox absolutely
not.
needs a superhero.
It's
I'm like,
not.
why? We have Indiana Jones. Nobody's like fucking like
In-
we. I
you
said
know-
we again. Fuck.
You
But
said
yeah,
we.
I know.
You biased bastard.
I'm a biased. Get
Um,
on my soapbox. Hold on, guys.
I play on the Xbox more than any other platform, so I'm totally guilty of saying we. But in the great words of Steve Jobs, you, the consumer, has no idea what a company needs. The company is going to sell you the product, and you will want it, and that's what it comes down to. They will never do exactly what consumers say. They have focus groups, they do all that shit, but they're going to create a product that you will want, and that's what Sony's been doing it for a while, and I think that's what Microsoft's whole strategy here is. Like, nobody 5 years ago thought that they would really like Game Pass. You know, there was no fucking picket line,
system.
of people wanting that service from Microsoft. So now Microsoft created it, marketed it, and now you want it. And it's doing well. So the same thing goes for these games, man. They will come when it's needed and when the market calls for it, because they are spending millions of dollars analyzing the market every single fucking day. There are literal employees that's what they do. So yeah, it's going to happen when it's going to happen. And if they feel like the ROI is there and it's a solid business decision, then they'll make it happen. If not, then you go to where it's happening.
And
right?
the day an exclusive Xbox superhero game happens, you're gonna hear nothing but positivity.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, except from the hardcore, obviously, PlayStation dudes or whatever, but then you're like, oh, it's okay. We have Spider-Man. Like, dude, no, it's all okay. Like, to me at least. Like, sorry, you can't get your hands on. I just don't. Sorry, to me, I'm like so lost in that conversation that like it's hard to even be on Twitter nowadays, because you're just like. But I'm not about to like save everybody's soul and be like, hey, bro, like trust me, get both consoles. You know, like trust me, it's in your best interest. You know, I'll see you there or whatever. I just. Yeah, and then the way they just think, where it's just like, you'll see, and that's how it happens. And then you start talking about it, and then you start being like, these fucking guys over here, and then it's just negative. It's a snowball. Yeah, it's a snowball effect. It is very upsetting, but stay strong, okay? Willpower.
Right.
Willpower.
Stay strong.
Don't engage. Don't engage.
Yeah, don't engage. Just bypass.
I try
What
not
did
Unless
Jordan?
it's
What did you
absolutely
think, man?
stupid.
How did we get here?
I have no idea, man.
Wolverine.
I know.
Yeah,
So, anyways, you know, I know we were, but here we are. I guess just to kind of chime in a little bit, stuff. I mean, Kevin made a lot of great points. Like I said, it's very easy to create content when you can speculate for hours on end as far as like what we think these companies need to do, but that's not the case. They both will continue to provide different services. They both will continue to do things in a different way, and that's totally fine, because that's what, you know, like that sort of competition is what drives the market, drives them both to be better. But anyways, PlayStation Showcase was fun. That's all I have to say about that.
It was,
Watch our
man.
video.
It was.
Wolverine was my surprise.
Is that what the topic was about?
It was. And then
I really enjoyed that show.
I just sat
Just
back
so
and
everybody
just-
knows.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Okay. Yeah, it was
It was a
good.
great
It was
show.
it was a good show. Yeah, Mike, I didn't really have any skin in the game for years until I finally got a PlayStation. So, like I said, it was my first one that I really watched with just kind of like full attention, and yeah, I had a good time with it. It wasn't the greatest show. I wasn't totally blown away, but I had some really nice surprises there. Like we mentioned, Wolverine, Forspoken looks better the more I see it. GTA 5. Hey guys. Ever heard of that one?
So excited for GTA 5.
I did a poll on that and asked like if people
Yes, you
were
did.
actually for this shit. Had like over 400 votes. 8% of gamers
Said
were
yes.
excited about it. Out of like that many people, like 8% were like, "Oh yeah, I'm stoked for this."
Yeah, it's sad.
I just don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Red Dead needs fucking. No, let's talk about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man, it's Yeah, I felt like that took away from some of the talk, at least like about some of the announcements that they had at the show, because there was some really good announcements. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, glad to see that, man. Forspoken. I know Forspoken looks great too.
I think I'm there. I'm there for it. Project Eve. I really like the look of that. I can't pronounce it. Chichia, sure, whatever. Like, everybody's like, oh, this is boring. And I'm like, this is something PlayStation doesn't show. Like, this is totally refreshing to see on a PlayStation show. Like, that looked pretty good. Like, very Nintendo-esque. But, like, I was like, oh, that's fancy. That's
I would agree with you. It was a weird tonal shift from everything else that we saw on the show. But
it was definitely in a weird spot in the show. I'm like, oh, maybe start out with that. I feel like that could have been like leader or something.
Chichia, because they were just like, you have all this like, all these like really ominous and violent, gritty things. And then all of a sudden, here's a girl playing guitar on the boardwalk with her friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of just you had a feeling it was just kind of just shoehorned in a way.
Yes. There was a lot of filler.
No, there was. Yeah, there definitely was. But
they showed Deathloop. We talked about that. Of course, there was filler. I know. It was like Nintendo when they showed Mario Golf fucking at their E3 show 7 days before it came out. Like, what are you doing?
And you know what? And you know what's crazy as well? Kana wasn't shown at the show.
It wasn't, but we've had like so many in-depth looks on that, and that comes out the 23rd of this month, I believe.
It's coming out in 9 days, and 9 days or whatever it was. But I mean, it's
the talk's not there either.
No. Yeah, but that's the thing. There's no. I've been telling these guys this. There's no marketing for the game. Even though the account, their account on Twitter, they put up like this countdown every day, like 9 days or 10 days left, 9 days left. There's no marketing. It didn't show up at the It didn't show up at the show, which was weird. I would have rather saw that than fucking Chia. But I know Chia looked cool, but come on, man. You have a game that's coming out in a few days, so yeah, I'm still looking forward to it, but like it's just the silence is just a little bit weird, because a lot of people were looking forward to this game, and I don't feel like it's getting like its proper due, or at least due course in the limelight itself. Like it's beautiful. 9 days. I understand it's not a full budget AAA game, but I mean, still, you gave it the respect of having its own PS blog, whatever article and its announcement, and then you had like this thing as well from the developers, those behind the scenes and a preview and whatnot.
Yeah, so, the indie show they showed that dev crap. No, it looked great. They're saying there's like 45 minutes of split or of
cutscene.
Cutscene, thank you. Yeah. So it's gonna play like a movie, and I don't know if maybe that's why they're not like hyping it too much, because they feel like people are gonna be giving it shit because everybody thinks it's going to be something that it's not. And like every time I tell somebody that, I'm like, no, they said it's going to be like, it's going to play more like movie. Like, oh, that's not right. And I'm like, no, it's exactly what the dev said. Like, it's exactly what it's going to be. It's not going to be your Zelda. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be different. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm going to pick it up on PC. So
yeah, definitely. So we're looking forward to that. I know. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Mav here is saying his Xbox show was 10 out of 10 for him, and the PS show was a 9 out of 10 for him. That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it's they both had a lot of cool shit, honestly. I mean, so it's good to see at least generated a lot of hype on both sides. Yeah. So what did you guys think? Was there anything? Look, man, I didn't want to talk about God of War because I'm not sure if we're not gonna.
No, we got our own thing for that, Mo. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be on standby, guys, in chat for this week. We're gonna talk about some God of War because I know me and Mo are like some God of War. Like we are Atreus. Kratos is our dad. When we say our fucking son, that's what Kratos is saying to us, and we're like, yes, Papa, yes, Papa. But yeah, we're gonna.
Dude, I call my kids boy all the time. Like, boy, you don't care
I'm so detached from you.
I'm a stan.
I love you.
I'm a stan, and I don't care who knows it.
Yeah. So we're gonna be putting together some of that, but overall, the PlayStation show, like, whenever people talk about like the judgment of the show, like, I don't know. I don't really get behind that talk, to be honest. Whether if the showcase was good, like what makes the show good? Because the games there are good. Like I just judge the games that I see, to be honest. Like I guess I see where you like kind of take a step back and like overall like judge the show and how it made me feel overall. But I just kind of like if I get one good game in there where I'm like hell yeah, that to me is like a good show. I guess. Like,
I hear you, Mike.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
Pretty primitive when it comes to that, but you know what I mean. I don't really.
We were actually talking about that because the only way really that you can ever judge these shows, or the way that they've ever, if there's even such a thing as judging them, but obviously it's all subjective, like many things, and I think a lot it's really with the announcements that are made and whether they resonate with you. Right, like I remember, for instance, like you remember that fucking show on that Sony had when they announced Shenmue and The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy VII. So people lost their minds at that show, right? People were like, "Oh my god, these are like incredible freaking show. These are like incredible. What's it called?" For me personally, like at that show, I was happy that they, that the Last Guardian was coming out. I wasn't really a Final Fantasy person. I've never been, and I've never really cared for Shenmue, but I still recognize the magnitude of those announcements themselves, right? Like, despite the fact that those 2 out of the 3 announcements didn't really resonate with me, I still recognize the fact that, holy shit, bro, like they actually did this. There's a lot of people that have been waiting for these. So I like to look at it from both sides, at least that's how I like to see it, because every show you watch, not everything is going to resonate with you. Even if it's a big AAA game, it's not going to resonate with you. Right. And I think I wish more approached it that way. Right. Like, oh, my God, this is a big freaking announcement. This was a huge announcement. Anybody could sit here, they could tell us like, oh, yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. I didn't care for it back then, and I don't care for it now. Right. But you could do that. So that announcement won't resonate with you very much. However, that is still a pretty significant announcement. It's a big announcement, at least for the show. And, I just wish they that would be incorporated more in terms of like how big are these announcements versus like what resonated with you.
Very good fucking point, Mo.
I don't know.
Well you're right, bro. I'm with you on that.
because I get that, right? Like, and that's why I don't like to compare shows, right? Like it's easy to compare shows. It's easy to sit there and say which one resonated with you more. And yeah, there are shows that will resonate with you more. There's people who the Xbox show resonated more with them, right? And there's people where the PlayStation show resonated more with them because it just depends on, it just depends on what was announced. Me personally, again, I looked at the Xbox show and the PlayStation show as show me Chief and show me Kratos, right? And everything else is going to be icing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could show me whatever the fuck you want and I'll be happy for it. Just give me these. Like there's always one thing that I always look for, right? And but yeah, anyway, I'm sorry, man. I fucking started going off again.
No, you're fine. And I was going off about it because I was so excited after the show. Like, it was a fucking great show, fantastic show. Go on Twitter and all you see is the fucking console narrative war. Like, it somehow went from PlayStation's day to Twitter being all about Xbox, and I'm like, why?
And then during that time period, like afterwards, I was talking with the guys or whatever on text, and Mo was like, "Yo, they just announced the next date for Halo flighting," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, let's fucking go, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and that's cool. That's like, it's show with no fear. It's like one of those.
But up and shows violence.
Yeah, but it felt good though, because I was like, cool, man. Like I'm like that is why I'm in the attitude like that I have right now, where it's just like, oh, spread the love, yo, like be hippie-ish and shit. Because it's like, I mean, honestly, to me, I cannot find one thing to complain about, like, except for playing too many games, of course, like I said. But like, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, man. It's again, like that's the thing, and I was really, really happy to see, even after the show, Xbox guys, guys like Miles Dampierre, it was really, really cool to see him, say like, or even Ryan McCaffrey from IGN. He's like, how the fuck are you guys sitting there and just talking all this shit and talking all this nonsense? Look at what we have coming. How do you not appreciate all this versus, what you prefer? Yeah, bro, have your fucking preference. That's fine. But man, we're just so spoiled. We're getting so much. And I know this is
the people who threw a fit about Uncharted going to PC. Like,
Those are they're fucking losers. Like, I mean, how do you even start a conversation? You know, I don't blame the morons that are starting those conversations. I blame the idiots that are listening to them and entertaining them. You know, it's like the more you feed those types of conversations, the more they're willing to have them, and the more we're gonna be seeing that. Like, how do you get mad about Uncharted coming to PC? You know, like, I mean, in what world does that even exist? You know, outside of it's just stupidity, man. Like, I really don't feel like being so mean right now. You know, I mean, and I'm good.
No,
yeah.
be mean,
Stop giving.
They fucking deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking stupid. I'll never understand that, honestly. But anyway, yeah. I think we all agreed that, you know, for, you know, their output was pretty, you know, started out great, it ended great, you know, and in the middle there was a lot of, you know, shit that we've seen already, and some you know, a lot of multi-platform games as well, you know, but I think they did a pretty good job just to kind of like generate that excitement again and to generate that conversation again. It was something that was definitely needed. I feel like, you know, despite, you know, all things considered. Anything else you guys want to mention regarding the show, or just go on youtube.com and our show that we did.
There you go. Let's plug that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let me just so really quick to mention, I did want to mention Halo. We have one topic after Halo, so, and really Halo, there's nothing to mention outside of make sure you guys are registered for Halo Infinite. It is confirmed. The Halo Infinite flight is confirmed on September 24th, I think is what they said. Let me just double check.
Exactly right. That's right.
Yeah,
right.
So September 24th is what they says. It's confirmed for the second flight. As long as you're registered, you're in. So there's no selection, and that was also confirmed by 343. So if you make sure you guys are at least registered, and you're gonna be in, you know. And I'm glad that they're doing that. You know, big team battles and all this other stuff. So, and they made this announcement as soon as the PlayStation show started. So that was pretty fucking awesome. I thought that was pretty fucking funny, you know. But anyway, yeah, make sure you guys are registered. We can't really hammer it enough. I can't be even as aggressive as 343 has been with this registration process. They even put out an article spoon feeding people how to properly register for
in a video.
In a fucking video. Like, I mean, how much more confidence do you want, right? Like from a team telling you like, hey, play our game, please. We want you to play our game. So definitely register for that. Last topic is, so there were some leaked screenshots from Redfall that showed weapons, environments, and menus, and basically from the leaks themselves, which you can take a look at. Windows Central gameplay on the loot leveling adventure loop is being described as similar to Borderlands, with an open world, albeit with no loading screens. The map is supposed to be the size of something like Fallout 76 or Ghost of Tsushima, which is pretty big. It's solo or co-op with 6 playable characters that have at least one unique hero ability. Stealth is an option in gameplay, or you can go guns blazing. Enemies include both humans and vampires, and there are Borderlands-like major boss fights, and the screenshots do show rarity loot with special abilities, again tying back to a game like Borderlands and indicating a heavy loot focus for the game in general. So me personally, like, I saw this and I didn't really care, you know. I mean, I was already sold on the game solely because of the fact that it was Arcane. I think a lot of us were in that camp as well. And you know, all these fucking clowns that were showing like these pre-alpha low res pictures, or, you know, leaked screenshots, and just like talking shit about it. Go fuck yourself. You know, I mean, anyway, yeah, this is going to be I think all this did really is just generate even more hype for this, you know. I mean, so I think you know, just it was good to see something, you know, just to kind of like, you know how they say put a name with the face, you know. I mean, this is kind of like something similar to it, right? Because even though like we had some idea of what they were going to do and whatnot, like we really didn't. I mean, I personally had no idea, but it's good to see like at least like this is more fleshed out. But Laidy, what did you think of these? Did you take a look at this stuff?
I
did. See it?
Yeah. No.
So what did you think? Because I have a feeling that, and it's also in third person, which is cool. But what did you think? Like, I mean, is this something that that made you even more excited for it?
Yeah, it was kind of at E3. It was my big big kind of win of that conference. I was super excited for it.
Mhm.
I actually called it then, like that day after they showed that. I was like, this is giving me total Borderlands vibes.
Yes.
Even with just the trailer, without anything that we're seeing on the screen, you know, I'm like, okay, we've got characters, we've got this open world, we got vampire. I'm like, this is going to be like very Borderlands-esque with our characters, our skill trees, stuff like that. Super excited for it. I, for one, love Borderlands. I'm super excited for Wonderland. Like I love the world. I love the gameplay. And then when I saw this and I saw like the loot and I saw the gun, this is before like the narrative came out with it, like Borderlands, stuff like that. I had just seen the screenshots. I'm like, fuck, it's fucking a vampire Borderlands without the shading, more open world. I'm stoked for it. I think it's gonna be a fucking fun time. Stop comparing pre-alpha fucking footage to stills from a fucking trailer, a CG. I don't know. Anyways, I could go on for that. People are fucking stupid. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think that it's gonna be great fun. There's a giant eyeball in the background there. Yeah.
That's like some fucking Assassin's Creed Unity type of
What's
shit.
going on over there?
Yeah. Jordan, what did you think of this?
No, this is cool. I was actually
arcade stand, so.
no, I am, man. I was actually trying to avoid these screenshots, so thank you guys for showing them to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man. That's what we do.
You're welcome.
I know, right? No, I was already in from the moment we saw that reveal trailer. So again, kind of seeing how this looks and the whole loot system, I think it's gonna be a cool freaking game. The whole third person shift that might translate better to if they have like some sort of crazy traversal abilities. I mean, Arcane's always done like the whole blink mechanic, so maybe they'll have some sort of like long jump or super jump or whatever.
There's that one character who could she like teleported and that kind of purpley thing, so she'll probably kind of have that.
Yes,
I'm guessing she's gonna have that ability.
No, I'm on board. I'm gonna stop looking at these screens now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, that's gonna be awesome, man. What did you think?
No doubt.
Any added excitement for you?
I am so excited. I am. I'm gonna play this shit. I was even more excited to see the fucking idiots out there comparing these screenshots to the God of War trailer.
Isn't it amazing?
And I hope you all burn in a fucking dumpster fire. Because that's the stupidest shit I've seen all week. Like literally, there on this screenshot, there's a wall that says "Loot Zone" that hasn't even been graphically.
Loot Zoo.
Are you fucking? Oh, Loot Zoo. Okay, even better. I mean, go fuck yourself. And I think this is gonna be a fantastic game. It's a year away at least. And who knows how old these fucking screenshots are that weren't supposed to be leaked to begin with. And if anything, it just, like Mo said, it actually got me more excited to kind of know what this game might even look like. And again, it might be completely different than this. But yeah, no, I'm excited. If it is a Borderlands with vampires, I'm okay with this. Like, I'm totally okay with this. I hope the co-op is fantastic. And yeah.
Mike, what about you? What do you think?
When I saw it, I was like, the moment I was like, oh, it's pre-alpha, I was like, of course, man, the internet be tripping on all types of things, dude. And I looked at them and I was like, okay, there's nothing wrong with this. This looks like early footage of any game that I would really play. You know what I mean? But I didn't like look at them like I am now, which is pretty cool, actually. It looks like you got a lot of different skills. You probably got your bumpers for, you know, and then your cooldowns and stuff like that. Vampires, I've said it many a time here. I'm always about vampires, man. Especially the red-haired ones with baton swords and just the swords. But I'm down for this game. The tizzy about it, like, I get it. It's easy to sit there and say, hey, my vegetables aren't falling apart when I'm shooting them. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? I was watching some footage of Avengers, and Thor was like destroying cars, and I was like, cars get destroyed. Avengers, 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? But anyways, I think it was just one of those things that people like to, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get it because I don't understand the mindset behind it, you know? But about the game, some of it does look pretty fucking jank. It looks old, but that's okay though.
Old, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm more interested in how it's going to play. I feel like with the leveling system of the weapons, like the grind might be fun. And depending on the skills, I hope it's extensive. And I hope it's extensive enough where it's like, oh, yeah, it's like not only I have a teleport, like I want it to go way further beyond. I don't want it to be like, oh, and my teleport is just different now in some type of way. Like I want, am I going to pick the teleport type or am I going to pick this other power or am I going to pick this other power to really like whatever mission we're going on or whatever, like I literally think I'm like, man, Aliens kind of looks like this a little bit. You got your little weapons, you got your little classes. You don't have, like high-end assault rifle or whatever. You don't have that, but there are like a lot of like 40 different kind of weapons and stuff. But I am seeing a lot more of this. It seems like this whole like group shooter type of game. You know what I mean? Maybe they figured something out and maybe this is what we might see whenever the, games as a live service.
Is this a Destiny killer?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, how games was a live service was popular? Like, these types of games might start coming into the fray. Like, I don't want to call it horde mode. But, yeah, like, Back for Blood, like, this game kind of seems like that in a way, It keeps... The grind is heavy, so which in turn it keeps the players playing. And if that grind is fun... And that's the best way that's the best way the devs complete and, like, be successful at their job and just to have players play in their game, and that's how you support them as a player anyways or whatever. Do we know any word on microtransactions or anything?
No, man, that's way too early right now. This is
this
is just leaked shit. Yeah, but I mean, it might, So,
okay. So this game doesn't even have a release date yet, or
no?
It's
okay. It's still just CG trailer, build the hype mode.
This is pre-alpha.
Okay.
This is pre-alpha, man. This is all old shit. Yeah. I just included it in here, just because
because you wanted to ruin.
I wanted to ruin it for Jordan anyway.
Right. Yeah. You talking about grind kind of like threw me kind of to that like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about in game or if there's going to be an in game and what is that going to do? Because you talking about that and bringing up those games then reminded me of Outriders, and I'm like, I really hope that this is like an Outriders-esque grindy shit at the end because that would be brutal.
I have faith in Arcane.
No.
Because Outriders skill trees were fantastic. That game had so much potential. That game had so much fucking potential, and it just fell short.
I know
Arcane
the feeling, Laidy.
People can fly. Definitely not. But yeah. That was it, guys. That was the last of it, and it's amazing how every week I always want to talk about more, and we actually have to like freaking scale down, just because of all of the,
Rant?
What is it? Oh, the rants and the Nintendo rant and the superhero rant, all of it. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys, honestly, every single one of you for being with us. Really appreciate you all. I want to mention one last thing. Ains did say, especially for those of you who are not registered for the Halo Infinite beta or the flight, I keep saying beta, you have to be registered by the 13th.
Which is
tomorrow. So if you're not registered, please do. So we can just murk you guys in the game. But yeah.
Hell yeah, there you go. That's how I say attitude I like, Mo.
Absolutely, man.
Club boy.
Yeah. So yeah, register for that. Thank you all for being with us. Again, really appreciate you all for making this Sunday another fantastic one. If you like what you see, and if you like the show, leave a like, please sub. And we do have some videos. We have a PlayStation video that we put up the other day, just about our takes on what we thought. And I think we're gonna have a God of War video coming up soon. Just kind of like speculate about like things that they can do or where they can go with it or whatever. And yeah, Laidy, as always, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Your takes are always amazing. Your presence is always amazing, and we do appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, causing a scene, probably. At Laidy_AF. You can see my little name right there. And then you can find me on Wednesdays with Gaming Beyond the Box, Tuesdays with the Players of Everything, and then Fridays with Xbox Ultimate. I might be taking a little like hiatus here for a little while, but you'll still see me around.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, nobody else will be around to rant about Nintendo like you, so
I just
Yeah,
need my own
definitely.
Nintendo Rant show. It'd be the same rant over and over again, so it'd get old.
It works, though.
It does. Just keep them informed.
Day 485, still no online support.
Hey, we see repetitive shit get a big enough audience, so there's no reason why your Nintendo rant
For
can't.
sure.
I'll tell you that much.
For sure.
Very good. point.
I think this is our like 4th time talking about the showcase.
Yeah, exactly.
3rd time
I
or
know.
so.
I think I'm done with it after today. Like, definitely,
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
fucking done.
Unless
Like, I'm-
the only thing I'm talking about is individual games after
yeah,
this.
that's it, man. No, I'm done. But yeah, guys. Anyway, thank you for being with us, Jordan, Kevin, Mike. You guys got anything else to add? You guys want to add anything?
Nothing. It's good to be back. Took a week off from the show while I was backpacking. Good to disconnect from all this bullshit that we just talked about for the
yeah,
past
Jordan.
40 minutes. But games are good, guys. Focus on games. Let's just play games and have fun together. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, nice to see you guys, Leo, Pampa, Wiley, you joker, son of a gun, you, Ains, Vault Boy, all you dudes, thanks. So yeah, thanks for coming out. Now I was gonna mention something, but I don't really have like a complete idea grasp around it yet. But yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right,
Yeah.
Mike.
Nice.
Little
I got
breadcrumbs.
nothing. I got nothing. Thanks everybody for coming out.
Check out the
We
Discord,
always
guys.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
Jordan, put that
Discord.
link.
Yeah, we are always active in there talking about
Yeah.
movies, games, sports, everything and
Yeah, there's
anything.
a channel for everything.
Music.
there.
All right, you guys have a good night. Take it easy. Godspeed.
Have a
Okay.
great week.